actually understand.
Woo.
Yeah, I don't know a thing about Mega Man, so I'm like,
And then Generique just shuts the whole thing down. Hello. Wait, there we go. Split. Hello, everyone. I am Gandair of the gaming clan, Vato Clan, and welcome to Dominion Breakdown number 6, patch 3.9 notes, and Crs Dominion Tournament hype video. I already introduced myself, so I'm going to throw to you guys. You guys can go in whatever order you want. Just please don't play best of 3 rock, paper, scissors for it, because nobody has a webcam. So who are you guys?
Rock.
Paper.
Okay.
Dynamite!
Oh crap, okay, I guess he's going first.
Go, Jen.
Okay.
Don't make me
going
pick.
first? Okay,
Yes.
fine. So, I'm Generique. I am a member of Team Sofonda Cox. It is not Sofa NDA or whatever the hell you guys insist on calling it.
Sofa NDA Cox.
Whatever. No, it's Sofonda Cox. We're named after a drag queen in Toronto. And she is fabulous. Google her.
Not safe for work.
It's
Not
actually safe for work, legit.
It
She's
is.
like a classy drag queen.
Oh, so one of the people
I don't
like
know.
kind of just do it for like
But yeah,
the
anyways,
kind of
I'm a high
glam.
level player, and I love Dominion, and I know what I'm saying. That's me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't stand.
Okay, so I guess I go next. I'm half-hearted or HaIfhearted or just Haif if you want to call me that. I'm the captain of Clueless. I've been playing in Dominate Dominion for a very long time now, ever since like DD8 or something. So I kind of know my way around Dominion just a little bit. I have a bit of experience. I may or may not know what I'm talking about. And on to someone else.
Fancy.
Oh,
Fancy.
right, I guess I'll go. I'm FancyWolf, self-proclaimed #1 Dominion streamer.
Wait, is it FancyWolf or Sir FancyWolf?
It's mainly just FancyWolf.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's a stream name.
Okay,
Sir
I'll
to
go
you,
edit
though.
that title then.
It's all good. But yeah, I've been captain of multiple teams in Dominate Dominion, and I play Dominion almost exclusively now. So yeah, I kill things with things, and I play champs.
If you want to see an interview with Sir FancyWolf, I have one on youtube.com/VatoClan, where we talk about things and stuff.
Insert
and
shameless plug here.
things. The video quality looks terrible because I paused at the very beginning, but you can see Fancy with his hair.
Yeah,
So,
fancy.
if you want to hear him talk about Dominion and talk about some of the things he does, I encourage you to go check that out.
Okay. I am SifuCalvin, also known as seafood like the lobster, and my hobbies are martial arts, magic, and spamming Cassidon in solo queue.
You're
love
a
that.
monster.
I really love, and I advocate
You're the
everybody
worst person.
listening to this.
His
right now
hobbies
to do it.
include extremely rude magic tricks, too.
That too. Anyway, I'm the captain of Cheese Enema, also known as Cheese Animatic, and I've been playing
Also known as Team
Dominion.
Throwmobile.
Yes, that's me though, just me.
Sifu, there's going to be some art, by the way, in like a week or two here. I just need to put you on notice that there's going to be
Yeah.
a 3-panel comic.
And I've so Captain Cheese Enema, and I've been playing since beta, and I have the most wins on Dominion.
Whoa,
so I
hold
think
on.
I know what I'm
Sifu's
talking
been
about.
playing since beta. Can anyone beat that?
Oh, shit.
Um,
I wish.
I've been
wish.
playing like before Sauron.
My SR
I'm-
experience could probably top him, but not otherwise in
Yeah,
Dominion.
It's been a while. I'm a
Wow.
loser.
All right,
Anyway.
Sifu is legit. Let's go ahead and move into this week's show topics. The Crs tournament. I want to lead in with that because that's the current big news that's going on. The team Crs is running a Dominion tournament. What?
Are
They've-
they going to be personally competing? Because that'd be awesome.
I don't know
I
if they'd
wish
actually
they would
compete
be.
in their own tournament. Although I think that would be a pretty cool gimmick
It'd
for
be nice.
be like, hey, look, if we win, we keep our money. And if we lose, we
Yeah.
lose our money.
Like
you know?
perhaps like pre-tournament or post, just to like kind of
Or
celebrate.
maybe they could just have after the tournament, hey, you guys, do the winners want to play us?
Yeah,
And-
yeah,
That would
something
be
like
a cool thing to do.
Oh no, that
yeah.
that could be awful though, because I mean, what if they get crushed?
They
Yeah,
would
they'll
get
get-
crushed.
they'll get
That's
crushed.
that's the point. They
As
would
your
lose
prize,
so
you could go
badly.
double or nothing and play against Crs themselves. Like you could not
Yeah.
sign up fast enough for that.
Yeah, double or nothing.
One for just because it's like the prestige of being able to play against Crs because Crs is awesome, and 2, it's because, I mean, like, win big or go home, right?
And hasn't there been like some competitive Summoners Rift teams that have played Dominion before? Like I think Dignitas did at one point or something.
Oh,
they kind of got
IPL
dogs.
had a
Like what happened back when I was in
tournament
PECS?
going
They
on.
told me about the whole thing.
Oh,
It was
No, I
all
mean, you're talking like competitive Dominion?
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I-
back,
well-
back during the NESL, like supposedly like Dignitas competed and they got like crushed by some
No,
Yeah.
random team.
Dignitas
Well,
never
they
Let me
competed.
got
tell you about
crushed by
that.
PECS.
Yeah, Krog and Lurch from GZM on my team. They were used to be on this team called IG something gaming. I don't know. And
Team Sigma / Innovation Gamers.
yes,
plus
innovation.
R1.
Game. Wow, you have this down. And they at that time we didn't even use Revive. It was a long time ago. But Dignitas got crushed by contemporary
Here?
Dominion strats.
Aha.
Yeah.
There was a team in Dominion, Miku League Baby, that played in NESL's Conflict on the Crystal Scar,
Right.
and that team actually, I believe, had I'm a Cutie Pie and Scara on it.
Oh.
I'm trying to like dig up a screenshot right now
Really?
that I have from one of the post game lobbies because I'm pretty sure there's at least one that has them in there. But I can.
Unfortunately, that's really hard for me to believe. I mean, why would they be playing in such a
Well, this was back in
prestigious-
2011 when it was
right?
a
It
new
was just
thing.
coming, yeah, absolutely. But I
Like-
mean, like there were no prizes. This triumphant rise,
Just
which
because
have,
they
like,
felt like it. That's why. Like, what reason do you need?
Oh, I like how all my unconfirmed tags are in here because I haven't gone through and double checked everything. I just copied all of them down once. So, but Mikaluk Baby they should be 8-11 with a 42.1% win rate in competition. They played in NESL 1, 3, 7, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19.
Wow. They actually stuck around for a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they played a lot. There were other teams that played in it as well. I
there used to be
believe
Yomi and
Curse
stuff.
and Green Forest also played. And then there was like another team that I can't remember. Maybe it's on the bracket here.
Hmm.
Oh, VVV played. Oh, gaming. It
Oh,
looks
yeah,
like.
that sounds familiar.
Uh,
Vinny Vicky.
yeah, actually, I think I have screenshots of that in here.
Oh, Vinny Vici.
Oh yeah.
I remember I was a part of that team. for a
Curse
little bit
actually
before
played
he
in
just
NESL
ended.
1. I think Curse went 9-1. They only ever lost to the Von Wunderwiesels. Wait. I think I found a Mikuli Baby screenshot.
So, Curse
Maybe.
tourney.
Yeah, that thing.
No. Oh yeah. So, yeah, we'll deal with this stuff later. But yeah, Curse is running a tournament, and this is the first. No, this is I think the second ever Cash Dominion tournament. The first one was a LAN in 2011 that like nobody heard about. It was Devastation
Right.
LAN, and that was the only LAN for Dominion ever.
Was that in Canada? And I was invited to it, but I didn't go.
No, Devastation has always been held in Arizona and Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
So this is
we could get
essentially
Sifu
like.
Sifu.
So this is essentially the first real cash prize Dominion tournament.
Yeah,
right?
because that one that was held, the Devastation LAN was like right at launch, and it was like the same
Oh.
weekend as IPL3's League of Legends Summer's Rift tournament, so it was
Oh,
poorly
yeah.
trafficked. And it was
yeah,
LAN.
this is interesting
so-
because like I think one of the like one of the disappointments, DD, that I have is just like there's so few like we only ever have like up to there's never more than 20 teams, so I'm hoping we'll see at least 100 teams or something.
That would be
Wow,
amazing.
that's-
Oh, at least
That's
50,
crazy.
at least 50, 40, 50 teams. That'd be really, really nice.
That'd be a lot of paint to watch dry. Like,
You know what? It would be fun.
I think it would be fun. Like I am not really concerned with how many people show up or the quality of the games. I'm just really excited that someone else is actually getting involved in a way.
yeah, no, absolutely. One problem I have is that like you honestly playing against worse people actually makes you worse. If you're like I don't know, I've had that happen to me. I'm sure.
Well, it
like,
doesn't really make you like
Stay.
worse per se. It just doesn't make you better at all.
It
I mean,
doesn't challenge you.
you
And
just-
it gets you like rely on tactics that like high level players could counter.
Maybe it's just me and I overestimate some people sometimes, and then they just do like really dumb things, and I get caught in it, like stupid gimmick traps and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's like you try to lead someone you
Yeah,
predict the
right.
juke and they just walk straight you like a dumbass.
Yeah,
And
I
you're
mean,
like, well,
that's
I
the
thought
basic.
you were good.
That's the basic one. I mean, the other
Yeah.
ones I'm talking about are like five man bottom at the start of the game kind of thing. You know?
So Sifu, how excited are you to win $100.
Oh, I
this
can't.
tournament.
Oh, it's snap.
It's only It's $100.
No,
It's
that's
like
first prize.
500 total prize
Kappa.
pool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
First
That-
place is 250,
someone-
second 150, third is $100.
Honestly, unless it was a larger sum of money, I wouldn't be too too excited about it. But the fact that it is like monetary value, it has monetary value to it, and I can tell people that I've actually won money playing a video game and not like.
I'm actually more excited.
excited.
I'm just more excited about the fact that like a big name like Crs actually holding a Dominion tournament.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
Well, Crs did a 1v1 tournament and they've done an ARAM tournament, so they seem to
Yeah.
have dabbled in these things before. So this, I don't know what will come out of this like in the future, if this is going to be a one-off thing or not.
If this gets a lot of hype, I could see them doing another one in the future and possibly pouring even more money into the prize pool.
Yeah, that'll be really
Yeah.
good.
And then
it
again,
also
if
open
we-
doors for someone else too, because I could see
Right.
like, oh, this Crs Dominion tourney was successful,
Successful,
and someone,
yeah.
and, it gives other people more incentive to think about holding their own Dominion
Yeah.
tourney.
Definitely.
Another thing to note about it, though. Oh, go on. Didn't mean to.
Oh, I was just talking. I mean, it's really a culmination of what everyone else said. It's not really. I don't think any of us are in the financial situation that we need like $100. So, I mean, it's really about the exposure, I guess, at this point.
hmm
Like, I am in such dire straits that the only way to bail myself out is winning third place in this tournament. That'll make one epic movie.
Damn it! I was just
Movie.
about to say this sounds like a Disney movie, like The Wizard or something like that. I don't know.
Hmm.
Or maybe like what was that chess movie where some kid had to win? I'm not good at these references. I shouldn't do them.
No.
2-day tournament. This is different. We are all very used to Saturdays being the day that we take off, the day that we play.
Yeah, I'm used to like the 4-hour thing, not
And
the
now
48.
It's
Yeah.
11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I like
Oh
how
Jesus! I'm actually gonna have to not wake up
Honestly,
at 2
what-
in the afternoon.
what we should do is, and this is a tip for everybody who's going to be competing, is that as DD players, if you're watching against the players you're going to win against, you should honestly take a nap and like rest up for like the games you're going to have to actually play against or play
Actually,
well.
that's one thing I noticed as
Seriously,
a player. is that
because
when
you're
I'm
going to be
tired,
exhausted.
I do worse. Like,
Right,
being
yeah,
tired
absolutely.
hurts
hold
your
on.
gameplay
I don't know about being
so
exhausted,
much.
guys. These are 4-hour blocks.
Wait, there's just 4 hours.
11
Wait.
a.m. for
Yeah.
first round, 1 p.m. for second round, 3 p.m. for third round.
Hmm.
And then the
Oh,
next
wow.
day, round 4, 5, 6, 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m.
Really?
Okay. So it's
Oh, okay,
so
it's
it's
not that
we
bad
play
then.
our one match, which is a best of 3,
Right.
and then we have 4 hours to complete that.
What?
no.
As you said for round 1.
I don't understand.
No, round 1
you-
is 11 a.m. It starts, and then round
Yes.
2 starts at 1 p.m.
And that's our first match,
So
right?
we have 2
2
hours.
hours for the Dominion game. I wonder if they've ever played Dominion before. I know the games are only
It's-
20 to 30 minutes.
Oh,
It's
no, the
definitely-
games are 45 if you watch the VODs. So
That's true,
two
that's
45-minute games is going to be like an hour and a half. If it goes to
Right.
a game 3, it can easily set the bracket behind by about 15 to 20 minutes a game if they run average game length of 25 to 30 for like evenly matched games. However, the first couple rounds are probably going to be stomps, and there's going to be dead time waiting for other rounds to start if they
Right.
stick by their schedule. But then later on, they might get pushed back. That's just something I could see potentially happening here.
yeah, the
What would be
first
really
round.
Sorry,
just-
go ahead.
No, it's all right.
What would be really disappointing is if, by some luck of the draw, we all end up facing each other in like the
I
first.
know.
Oh, no, I'll get to that in a
That's-
second. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's finish up about times here. Like, I think this is pretty reasonable. It's a little earlier than most people are used to,
Mhm. That's
and
fun.
like, I think it will be okay, but it's going to be awkward having to do the 2-day thing because I know some people can't commit to doing 2 days. I know that there's a lot of teams that are trying to fill subs right now.
It is the weekend though, and
Yeah.
so it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, this would be you're correct in saying that we should, as Dominion players, kind of look for subs just to
Make
Yeah,
sure
good
your
round,
your
yeah.
entire roster is filled up.
Yeah,
because
make
you
sure you
can't
have the
pull
full
in
5
someone that's
plus-
not on your
Right.
roster.
Yeah, you
So
need to
the-
have the full 5 roster plus 2 subs.
The
Like
problem
every
is
team.
you only have 7 people, and like
Mhm.
by some odd chance that 3 people can't make it, it's gonna be terrible. So you got to make sure that we can commit to it.
And you gotta make sure you get all the most consistent numbers.
Clear that non-existent schedule, Dominion players.
Fancy, did you fill your team? I saw you were having some threads on the League of Legends forums trying to put teams together and stuff.
Yeah, I posted a call out like, "Hey guys, I'm free. Someone pick me up," and no one responded to that. So I was like, "Okay, apparently I'm a
Oh,
lot shittier
darn.
than I thought."
Were you?
I don't know. I
weren't
think
you
that thread is
bring
kind
your
of
team?
successful.
Fancy
I
total scrub.
someone did eventually message me, but after I had gotten that message, what I did was created a thread for anyone looking for a team to post kind of a resume. So anyone who's like, hey, I need subs or I'm missing a few people, they can go to that thread and look through all the players and pick some people out. And there's like 20 to 30 people who've replied to that thread. It's
Yeah, I'm
really
actually
big.
scrolling through it right now in the VOD.
I'm gonna take a look.
Because this
There
is
are a lot of
actually
people,
pretty
yeah.
cool. I mean, you have people like RCIX who has like this full
you guys
like
send me a link?
layout of what he can do. You need a link?
Yes.
If someone wants to drop that
I got
link
it.
in the call
Sure.
form, so I don't have to
Worst
tab
case,
an
hire
overlay.
for Crs Trinity. I'll put it into the Skype conversation.
Yeah, it's really
There we
cool
go.
though. And then like some people are like even linking their you know, their like Lol King profiles and stuff in there, which is pretty cool to see. And there's like 5 pages of this, which is pretty cool because I haven't actually seen people kind of get out and force like this ever.
Mhm.
Even though, I mean, this is kind of a small amount of force, arguably, but it's still really exciting to see. A
It's
new
big by
V3 in
Dominion
here,
standards.
Too. Yeah.
It's big by Dominion standards.
And he's even got, like, new V3's even got, like, his champion, like, breakdowns and stuff for the ones that he, likes to play.
Riven, Morgana.
Oh, man, dude, Evan Su's other info is hilarious. I make people cry about Yorick. This thread is a great idea, Fancy, and I'm really glad
Yeah,
that you
this is
made it. Because we offended someone in the background. Fancy, your thread has made people unhappy.
Really?
I tried to do good, but apparently everyone thinks it's just drama.
It's been a while since we've had any good Dominion drama on the forums.
This is true.
Well, we should
Like,
handle that backstage, I think, in the
we could
future.
start something.
in regards
like
to any
HaIfhearted,
things.
do you want to throw down with me in a few days? We could totally start a feud.
Oh, we start having planned grudge matches and stuff.
We
Yeah.
need original Duck back. That's what we need. That was
He
hilarious.
my
got
God.
over 30 wins over losses. He made
I'll
it
have
there.
you know, I'm almost 30 wins
His
over
name is
losses.
General Quackers now.
Oh,
He
God.
name changed.
Apparently, Vansu is nearing 30 wins over losses. I'm surprised. I thought he was a bit better than that.
Me too.
I mean, he only plays Yorick, right? So you'd assume he wins on some
He plays
game.
Kale also. I've seen him play a bunch
Right.
of Kale.
But, like, I mean, he generally is well bottom
Sakurio
lane.
knows other info. I'm a filthy casual. So yeah, if you guys are looking to like make a team or something, any viewers out there,
Yeah.
then you can go and throw a post in this thread. If you're looking to recruit, you can go and post in this thread. Half-hearted, you don't have a team?
Oh, I have a team.
That was
I
a
didn't.
cheap
I
post.
didn't need to go into this.
Your
but I
current
already
status
have
is
one.
Pliss. Other info is Pliss.
Oh, that's Nidorar, man.
Oh, that's fake half-hearted?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it!
it!
Oh, I got trolled so
Oh,
hard.
God,
This
I
is
got
It says,
fake
it says
half-hearted.
summoner. It says summoner pancakes there, so it's. I don't
What?
know. It says summoner
What's he trying to do?
pancakes.
Where? Hold on. Which page is this on?
It's on page 4 of the
4.
thread.
It
Okay.
says summoner pancakes. How did you not miss?
Here-
How did you not get
here,
that?
skipping.
I'm just like reading the
The bottom.
I'm
the-
not
the
looking.
Entertaining
there
stuff.
we go.
Yeah.
I'm reading the.
Look at look at the context of his post. That's not me.
Dominion win loss 1,000 to 0.
Have
What?
you completed a
Desired role.
No.
Jungle champion Roth server designated role Lucian.
Oh my
Well,
god, this is
okay.
beautiful.
It's
I
like,
feel
you
like
can just
this
look at the
resume might be
context and you know it's pancakes.
Wow,
I need to get Wowix to post something on here really soon.
Oh,
that's
God.
pretty
How has
funny.
Wowix been, by the way? Because I haven't heard from him forever.
Oh, he's like challenger tier in Latin America.
I am completely unsurprised by
Well,
this.
of course, it's L.A.
That's Wowix.
Yeah. I mean, like, he is already one of Dominion's, higher level players, even with like 255 ping. Imagine him on 40.
All of these current statuses that say for hire, I just keep hearing the Protoss Zealot from StarCraft Brood War yelling
My
"My
life
wife
for
for
hire."
hire,"
Oh.
even though that's not what they said at all.
No, I remember seeing a comic that used that as the punchline. Can't remember how it went down though.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the thread to check out if you're looking for a team. What? Yes, ma'am. Go
Lucian
Blam.
ult with 2.5 attack speed and 800 AP. What?
I love
Desired
you.
Worrell, AP, Bruiser, Initiator, Botlane, etc. I build Sleeper, Bulwark, Locket on literally every character I play. Champ roster for designated role. Since Amumu's always banned, I just pick the characters who imitate him and then miss Curse the Sadmoy because I always forget about that 100 range nerf.
Okay, after this is done, go ahead. This is fucking scary.
Other
This
info.
even scares me.
Sometimes
Well,
when I
that's
try to press Q, I fat finger my item hotkey, and now we don't have Sweeper for the next 60 seconds. Beautiful. So,
Wow.
yeah, your roster, you can have 7 players and 2 subs, just like you guys were saying. You should load up on those subs because you get hungry, they're delicious. That joke was awful.
What the
They're
hell?
fresh.
So let's talk about there only being 6 bans, guys. What is
Yeah.
this going to mean?
That means
It's gonna
actually
mean-
okay. Big thing is that Curse has said that they reserve the right to permanently ban any champion throughout the tournament. So I imagine that they will take down probably Kassadin, Nidalee, Jace, and Kha'Zix. So that might not be a big deal. But at first, it means that the first few games are going to be absolutely atrocious in terms of just how many overpowered champions are going to get through.
So who do you think is going to actually eat the 6 bans, at least from DD players playing? Let's say
big
we get
four.
2 DD teams. Like, who are going to eat these bans, and who's going to get
Acid
through?
and Kha'Zix for sure.
Jason Nid maybe, unless you
It's-
want to try to leave them open and grab them
Nid,
yourself.
yes. I don't know
problem-
about Jace.
The
I figure of
problem
the big
is-
6, I could see Jace or Lulu getting through.
Here's the problem. There are 4 really strong champions, and you can only ban
Wukong and
3 of them
Amumu are also
if you're
probably going to get
second
through
pick.
too.
Yeah.
Right. So what's going to happen is there's Kha'Zix, Jace, Kassadin, and Nidalee that one of them is going to get through for the first pick team, and there's no if that's what the strategy is, there's no way of getting around that.
It'll turn
So
into draft day.
Cass, Jace, and Nid are just going to be permabans, or you don't let that shit through ever. Like it can't happen. Then Jace, he's good chance of him being banned, but
I think it's really dependent on whether the team, the second pick team, would like to play against Kha'Zix or Jace, and
Yeah.
no. Kha'Zix, you don't. The last time anyone has let me you don't let people have Kha'Zix ever. Like he is.
But do you
number
let
2
Talith have Jace?
Yeah, or do you let, like,
that's
Metsupor get
different.
Lulu?
Talith needs to unretire first.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I mean, like,
I
you
just
don't
like
ever
only
let
6
anyone.
bans.
You just never give someone Kha'Zix. Like, not even PECS and Enema could get away with that shit. Like, nobody gets away with giving me Kha'Zix, and like, he's just too powerful. You no, it's just no.
So the thing here that I took notice of really quickly is the Curse Tournament staff reserve the right to globally ban any champion at any point during the tournament. Now, traditionally that is used specifically because of glitch abuse or bug abuse and things like that, and that's just a sort of a to cover their own butt kind of clause that gets thrown in.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of wonder in the back of my head, like, do they know, and will they kick out like 1 or 2 champs?
I
I
hope so.
It would
I
be
doubt it.
nice, but I don't think so.
I doubt it.
Like,
that would
can
be,
we, like, bribe or, like, sleep with the course organizer and make sure that it happens?
Hmm. We'll
That
have to
would be
take that up
something
with
worth
him
reading.
off camera. Or her. I'm pretty sure Asil's a guy. I
Perfect.
just know
I'll
the
do
in-game
it.
name, so
I'll volunteer
Shoot
and
me.
do it then.
media. All right, this is where I get to soapbox for a second, okay? Because you're all awful. I'm
I'm
sorry. Okay. Media. Please have a screenshot of picks/bans and of final results for each match played. These are to be sent in with results for all official matches. Matches with no media are subject to a rematch and will delay the crap out of the bracket if challenged by Summoner's Rift teams that are really trying to get ahead over us Dominion noobs, so please have proof of your results so we can shut them down. I think that's what that says, right? Am I reading that right?
Seems about right.
Okay. I ad-libbed a little bit there for comedic purpose, but really, guys, please, for the love of everything that you actually love and some of the things that you like kind of a little bit but are indifferent about and definitely don't hate. Because this has been a problem that has plagued me as a record keeper forever. Like, you saw the screenshot folder that, you know, a little bit earlier on in the stream, or not stream, VOD, whatever, the video. And all of those screenshots, more than half of them has been meticulously relabeled by me to follow the format correctly so I can archive them more easily. You need to make sure you label your stuff You need to make sure you take those screenshots. Painkiller needs to make sure the dog does not aid it, because he can't rely on MMKH to cap it from the stream and send it in under his name. You've got to be on your stuff about this, because subject to a rematch, that's almost worse than a DQ, because that will hold up the entire freaking tournament and waste everyone's time.
Another reason you need to have screenshots, because people will try to cheat. I guarantee it. Like, there will be
absolutely.
scumbags galore who will do anything they can to win, even if they could straight up lose to you, but they will submit that they won. And you better have your screenshots to prove that they're talking out their asses and trying to cheat you, because you will get cheated.
I would not.
Yeah.
I would not cheat in a tournament, but
if you don't take screenshots yet, now is a damn good time to learn, because you're gonna need them.
yeah, this is all that you need to have happen to just have your day completely ruined. All you need to do is 496 to 0 someone, and only have Carnival die 3 times to get that -6 Nexus health, and then forget to screenshot the bans, and have the other team screenshot their stuff, and then say, hey, these guys didn't submit screenshots, and then rematch, and then lose.
Ugh.
That would be awful, and I don't want to see that happen to anyone. And I don't want to see Crs tournament get held up, because that's bad for their viewers. I want them to have a good showing. I want us to be good guests to the tournament that they're hosting. Let's be nice to these guys who are putting on a show for us, and please follow those rules, especially because I'm gonna want those screenshots later, and I'm gonna have to like buy them off Crs. Be like, yo man, I'll give you $20. Give me every single picture, please. I need them all.
Upload them all to Imgur.
Yeah, I will. I don't know how or if I will be able to get match media from these or not to add them to the records. I really hope that I can. I would have to contact the Crs guys about that. But for record keeping, for the sake of making everything run smoothly, and for being good to some guys, they're being good to us by hosting this tournament, let's follow that rule. Player disconnects. Game can be restarted if someone disconnects before the 2-minute mark. I think that's actually pretty cool. That's not a rule that we have in Dominate Dominion to my knowledge, so I like that. The delay of game thing is also really interesting, because it's a best of 3, so if you're more than 15 minutes late, you could still play, but you just lose game 1 automatically, so you start down.
Right.
Which is, like, that's very, very forgiving if you have something crazy happen. So I'm actually really glad that that rule exists the way it does. Player substitutions, it's like having a sideboard. You can swap in those 2 spare guys that you have, so use that 7-man roster. Bring in a couple people that are like champ-specific specialists if you want to. Like, just bring your full arsenal out to play. Coverage, Crs is going to be casting some games. They're going to be selected randomly from teams that are ready. They're going to have more information about that, apparently. It looks like they're going to stream both semifinals as well as Consolation as well as finals, which means I don't think their schedule is actually going to get followed, just by looking at it. Because the streamed games, like the semifinals, are going to take like the rest of the freaking night. So you got to do one best of 3, then the other best of 3. So you're looking at anywhere between 8 and like a lot of games. Whatever the other.
It'll be a lot of Dominion.
8 and 12. So I think it'll be really cool. I'm really excited to see what kind of production value Crs can bring, because Crs is very experienced in running broadcasts and things like that. I'm really excited to see what kind of stream quality they're going to bring, you know, both audio, video, frame rate, stream assets, overlays, cool stuff on the screen, stuff like scoreboards. I'm really excited to see what kind of show they can put on.
Yeah, no, it should be pretty good. And hopefully it hypes up Dominion a lot more, and we see our player base just explode. And with all the DD teams repping the DD tag in front of their names, that'll be really helpful too.
Oh yeah, I got DD Clueless signed up already.
We got DD What's Dominion.
Carillion, I think, made a team called What's Dominion.
That's our team.
Hi.
Oh, the terror.
How is it spelled?
DD. It's spelled properly.
Aww.
What do you mean spelled properly?
Like DD What's Dominion.
I'm assuming it's spelled WHAT, not WUT. You guys want the lame version.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't match one of the existing teams. So there was a team called What's Dominion that played back in NESL era, and I'm like, don't be a duplicate. I was gonna.
No.
My eye was gonna fall out. Does anyone have anything they want to say about the Crs tourney before we move on?
Nope.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go play it, guys. Make teams. There's some threads on the forums about it. Like, it should be a really good time. This is something I want to touch on very briefly here. before we go on to the patch notes. Guys, DD64 Ro4, PECS and Child Support versus Fat Me Too Heavy.
Oh god.
PECS and Child Support lost
That
to
was-
Fat Me Too Heavy in the most
throw.
unexpected thing ever. How did this happen and why?
Okay, I wasn't even
DD64
here.
round whatever, aka how to not team comp for team
How to
fight.
not team
Yeah,
comp.
really.
I actually don't have that. I do have that VOD. Hold on, I'm gonna
Oh dear God.
keep talking and I'll bring up the VOD.
I wasn't even here. I was off in LA and I wasn't playing in the tournament. I logged into my LOL chat on my phone and instantly like 10 people messaged me like Fat Me just beat PECS, and I was like overwhelmed and I was like, who should I talk to
For a
first?
second.
It was
Let's
quite
mute that.
I
jarring
even
to
remember,
hear.
I even got messages from people being like, "Oh my god, FancyWolf is just gonna like have a meltdown." It's like, oh dear.
I instantly messaged Corval like, what was PECS doing? Who was on their roster? What did they run? What were they against? Like, what happened in that game?
Like, I have the VOD like playing like a horrible frame rate. Hold on.
My
So I can fix
I
that.
just got back like in the final round, and like my team just told me that PECS troll, and I was like, okay, sounds
Like,
sounds
you have
right.
Goldjet 30 on Cho'Gath down bottom against. Who was he down there against?
The heals against people was on Fizz, and Fizz can't really get close to that.
Fizz.
So yeah, that was just stalemate.
But yeah, I'm at the like 10-minute mark in the game, and Fat Me is up 472 to 219.
Oh, I remember. I was horrified because, like, okay, Savanda Cox, we also went up against Fat Me that time, and we had 3 substitutes because 3 of our players couldn't show up because they're flaky as hell. But we ended up losing, I think it was like 390 to 0 or something. And then as we were watching this game of Fat Me versus PECS, we're like, oh my god, PECS is doing even worse against Fat Me Too Heavy than we are. This is so bad.
Yeah, it was a very interesting game to cast. I was not prepared for this. I mean, congrats to Fat Me's team, I guess, for getting a finals appearance out of it. But I think it comes down to PECS and Child Support just had a... They had a bad game.
Team comp.
They had a bad
Terrible.
game, and I feel like Fat Me actually had... I feel like Fat Me actually had a good game.
They
that
yeah,
tournament.
like PECS probably still maybe could have done it, but they would have had to focus on bot lane gangs, just repeated like just small skirmishes, like instead of that, like they took a full single target focused team and they kept trying to team fight with it. I was just like, oh god, what are you doing? You don't know.
They went all single target and kept trying to 4v4, so
Exactly.
it was a horrible idea.
They just kept getting wiped over and over and over.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. I've never seen PECS like absolutely get thrashed in team fights that hard before, but like, yeah, as you said, they got wiped, and that just never happens.
I don't think I've seen a Cho get that many stacks in Dominion either.
Well, I mean, it's not like Fizz can engage on that. Like engaging on Cho'Gath, like as a Fizz, you just can't because
You
he'll
have to be able to
silent-
micro really well. You have to know when the silence is about to hit you and pull it, and
You have
then
to
you
be
just have to
Visitrix,
micro.
basically.
Yeah, you have to micro around his ruptures. That's the only way to do it.
It's definitely possible. I know Fizz is
Yeah,
definitely
but the Cho'Gath was playing
strong.
super defensively. Like if Fizz went in, he would have gone in under Cho'Gath's tower. Now Cho'Gath was
Oh,
going-
okay.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
absolutely.
He
He
got
would've
really
been
deep.
toast.
Yeah, like he couldn't do it. Like the
I think-
Cho'Gath knew all he had to do was play defensive, and all
Yeah.
he did was play defensive. He just stood under his tower basically the entire game, and you can't, as a Fizz, you cannot dive that. It
He
just
has
doesn't
enough.
happen.
He has enough wave clear to be able to do that too. Like the minions
yeah.
probably couldn't even deal damage to the tower at that rate.
Like the Fizz couldn't even get within like 800 range of him.
Fat Me also got a really early windmill in the beginning of that game.
Wow,
And that tower damage, man, was kind of brutal in those first couple engagements up there.
Like, not only did PECS have a terrible teamfight comp, they kept
tried
trying
to
to
dive
tower
top and
dive.
stuff,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
they tower dove like 3 times that game with a horrible teamfight comp.
I think they
That was-
severely underestimated what.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like,
was just the
everyone's
case.
like,
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, it's Fat Me, whatever, we'll win this. But it's like, actually, they do have some Dominion knowledge.
Yeah,
like Fat Me's team, like they're not the best, but they're not so bad that you could just like.
you can't troll against them.
yeah,
That's for
you
sure.
can't. You can't pure troll against them. Like, you could,
Here's one thing that kind of maybe raised an eyebrow. I was actually surprised to see Painkiller on Elise as opposed to Amumu, having actually picked up the Amumu pick.
No,
Painkiller always plays Elise.
Yeah, he's done the Elise thing before.
Well, no, he plays a lot of Elise. It's just like
He hasn't done it lately, and
I know. I
think,
expected him
that,
to play Amumu since they managed to get that pick.
Yeah. I didn't see him play. I didn't see him. Yeah, if they got the Amumu pick,
They
I
had
think
Carnival
it
on
would've
Amumu
been much
instead.
better.
Okay, yeah, that's a little. I guess nobody else in the team played Elise or something, and that's probably why they put him on there.
Yeah. Like, just some of the picks, like, confuse me is all, because I know that Carnival plays a very respectable Fizz, but he's not on Fizz, and no Painkiller plays a great Amumu and a great Elise, so I don't know what Peoples' champ roster is, but...
Bot laners.
A to Z bot.
He can do LeBlanc pretty well too. It's a scary LeBlanc.
People can play anything well.
Can play anything like at a above average level.
Let's see if he can play post rework Master Yi coming up.
Although I'm not convinced that he can. Play
Peoples can
anything.
probably do it. Actually, he plays like a super heavy offensive Jarvan. Like he goes very squishy and still manages to do well. So he can probably do 80. He has the finesse necessary to pull it off.
All right. Well, let's move over to the main topic of the night here tonight, which is going to be patch 3.9 notes. Do you guys all have those open on your respective doobly-doos?
Yep.
Indeed.
Excellent.
Open like
HaIfhearted,
faster
start with
than it.
Brand. This is just like, is this all good for Brand?
So I'm seeing mana cost changes, and mana cost reduction. So basically nothing changed. It just means that like I have this thing where I don't even get Prospector's Ring. I just don't buy any mana regen at all and get by with mana potions. And this is telling me I can use less mana potions. So yeah, slight buff, but not really that.
So this is just like side grades, tweaks, really?
Well, I mean, like they're reduced, increased.
I think his early game mana is going to be a little bit heavier, but late game it doesn't really matter.
No, early game it's not touching. Like no, actually.
The only thing that goes up is his conflagration early
Yeah,
game.
Conflag's early game is more expensive, but you don't level that till
Otherwise, everything
last,
else goes
so
down.
it sits at 70
Yeah.
the entire
And
time.
early game, it's not too much of a problem anyway. You
No.
between the Dominion mana ore and mana potions, you have enough mana to just
Yeah.
infinitely spam anyways. With late game, he's losing 20 mana off Pillar, and that is like your main damage move late game. And Conflagrate's gaining 10 mana, so
It's insignificant. Just later,
And then-
you're not going to be happy to use it.
like the Pillar and Conflagrate changes are insignificant.
Here's
Well,
my
your
question. Does
is
this
at a level
cause
100.
him... How many rounds of damage have to go by before he gets an extra spell in because of this? That's what I'm looking at here.
Oh, you're it's not.
Yeah,
It's
negligible.
just.
Like, I'm not really feeling the impact in Dominion at
That's
all.
a 10 mana change, like late
Bro,
game.
his ult is where the big
his
mana
ult.
change
He gained
came from.
100 mana off his ult late game, so yeah, that could potentially.
I could see parts where that would be icky.
Yeah, so yeah, that ult change is nice, just a straight flat 100 mana.
All right, guys. Is Corki viable yet?
AP
Nope.
Corki just got a lot scarier.
KHOP.
For me, Corki always just felt like a poor man's Ezreal. Like, I really don't see why I would pick him over him.
Absolutely. The only thing that's gonna be improved. I mean, it's just a weaker Ezreal, but the only thing that's gonna be improved is 80 more mana. Corki is gonna be doing a little bit more damage with those more mana procs because he's not casting so much.
Has
And it's-
MMPH tried doing AP Corki again yet?
Oh,
AP
he has,
Corki.
yeah, absolutely. He loves that. I mean, any chance I let him, dude, he's gonna bring that out along with 80 Tarek and
Oh, yeah.
all the good stuff.
Take Notes was wrecking bot lane with AP Corki and Silver Q.
Oh. Should take some notes, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Valkyrie thing is quite like half the mana cost. 50 from 100 is
Dropping
quite
Missile Barrage
significant.
all the way down to
Especially-
20 is
substantial.
pretty good, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially on SR. Well,
I was gonna say, these
Oh, yeah,
are very
that's
Summoner Swift oriented.
Huge on
for
SR.
us. Yeah, huge.
But it's not really affecting us over here, is it?
no.
Nah. We have mana regen, and it's
Yeah.
strong.
All right. Guys, Draven, what the hell? That's all I
Right.
can say about this.
So for Dominion, that's probably a nerf, unless you're like bot lane Draven. Then you get it fed maybe a little bit faster if you can kill someone. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
maybe if you're gonna do some little like aggressive wave clearing here and there, like, oh, we're looking for position. I'm gonna pop out, zap a couple things, pop
But
back
yeah,
in.
for
but
Dominion, this is just a straight.
It's a
for Dominion,
hard
it's a
nerf.
straight nerf. It's a straight
Yeah.
nerf.
Because he lost a lot of his scaling and damage out
But
of his.
still, I
I don't
mean,
know if
like-
you guys have played him, but I mean, I played one on the PBE, and what it does on Dominion is if it does go bot lane like Sauron style bot lane Draven, he if you do like because of the nature of how many people die on the map, if you like throw your ults top and manage to like kill people with global ults and team fights, you're gonna be making quite a bit of money that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not super significant or anything, but like bot lane Draven, it's a buffer bot lane Draven, I think. Top lane
Maybe.
Draven, definitely not.
I know he's losing a lot of damage on his harass.
He is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like he's losing like 100 damage per tick, or I mean per dot late game. Like that's a significant amount of damage. Like you can't see it because just it ticks so slowly. Like you don't feel it really, but yeah, it's a lot of damage he's losing.
It's there.
but you gotta applaud. You gotta applaud Draven.
Oh yeah. Welcome to the League of Draven.
Never do that again.
Welcome
Get
to
out.
the League of Draven.
Draven.
Not
Draven.
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 God, I love that champion.
All right, Evelyn. This is just a bug fix, right?
Yeah, bug fix.
It's nothing to see there.
Yeah.
Hecarim's Rampage.
Still getting hit with nerfs.
Yeah,
That's
I
his
noticed that too. I'm like,
Q,
have they
isn't it?
finally like nerfed him enough, or is he
That's his
still...
Q, isn't it?
I think so.
Let me check the
I
wiki.
thought Rampage was his speed.
Rampage.
kind of
Rampage
thing.
is the run. I
Yeah,
think
isn't it his run?
his run thing?
Like with the 18-second cooldown that I think it has now with the nerf there, I'm sure no one's going to notice it.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Fast.
I don't think it needs to be nerfed.
Oh no, Rampage. No, never mind. Rampage
It
is
is his
Q,
Q.
actually.
It is his
Oh.
Q.
That's crazy. That's a huge nerf then on Summoners, right?
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
a lot of mana. Considering I,
I
think
guess
you level
he has
that
a lot
first.
of jungling presence and stuff, so.
He still has a lot of presence there, despite the high cooldown save last one.
Campstigator's been doing pretty good with him in our pre-made fives.
Huh.
but- Yeah, we've been doing ranked fives. High-Elo Dominion.
Ew.
playing
I mean,
Summoner's
in,
Rift.
in Dominion, it's not really noticeable
Gotta get
because
that border farm, man.
Yeah.
it's not really noticeable in Dominion as you're like with your mobility, you're gonna be taking all the health relics anyway, so it's really that doesn't mean anything.
We got a bug fix on Janna as well, but that's just a.
Yeah.
Visual
Especially if you're
buttons
especially if you're
changed.
AP Hecarim and you don't level Q.
Love that.
Ew.
Whoa, Campstigator would
All right.
be really upset right now.
Guys, Jace. What?
Oh god, why?
Let me talk about Jace. I'm the one responsible. Okay, so the shock blast it's the missile speed is really you don't notice it at all. I mean if you play him like every game then maybe, but it's still gonna hit them if you put it in the direction. The acceleration gate is a huge there's a huge difference on it, and I'd like to talk a little bit about it. So it's I think this change was geared towards his being able to disengage after his auto attack hypercharge combos and the really quick auto attacks and being able to kite people. So having, especially on Dominion, where you need to use it for team mobility and utility for speed, you're not always going to have it up for fights and opportunities when you'll need it, ideally. So having it on a higher cooldown, it's going to probably elicit more cooldown Jace builds. And because it's really necessary to his kit, because he's such a close range carry, if you will, if you play him that way, which you should.
But yeah, I mean, like 6 extra seconds on Gate, that's huge.
It's big.
That's
It's really big.
brutal.
The
Yeah,
nerfs are really
that's-
hitting his poking power in Summoner's Rift, because
Right.
by
Yeah.
that 40-minute mark, if he hits your carry with a shock blast, it's a fourth of their HP. And then it's 10
Fourth,
seconds
more,
Probably
later,
it's more like a
more.
half.
he can hit more.
Yeah, it's close to a
I
half,
think
and it's
he-
like they have to
Jace
leave the
has,
fight.
like, It's almost the same power as an Italy spear, but it travels faster and it's in an AOE.
It's basically
it's
it's
not
basically an AoE Italy spear that you cannot dodge.
Right.
Like either it hits you or it goes wide. Like you can't.
Good
react.
Jaces can fire the combos so quickly you can't even get the read off the acceleration gate.
Oh, absolutely. No.
Slower Jace players, you see the gate go down, you know where to go, but...
Right. Actually, you generally, if you are playing Jace and you want to make sure you land the shot, you shoot your Q first, and then you accelerate it
shoot the
after
Q, and then you put the gate in front of it.
So you don't telegraph the direction of the Q. Anyways, going back to the cooldown, it's for example, his rotations are you go in with the cannon form.
One
You
quick second, keep talking.
Sure, you blow your rotation in cannon form, which is your auto attacks, and then you're switching to your hammer form. And usually, by the time if you have a decent amount of cooldown pre nerf Jace, you're going to be able to acceleration gate, shock blast them as they're probably running away because you're Jace, and you're going to be able to tag them. But now, after you blow the double rotations on both your forms, you're not going to be able to do that just because of the 6 extra seconds.
still
Even
gonna
with
be down.
CDR, it's going to be down, and so you're going to have to be playing a bit more safe. And I think it'll make Jace a little bit more balanced. In terms
Yeah, it's
of
really
that.
that's really gonna cut down on those like late game harass.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the caster nerfs that I guess we'll be talking about, which is a major thing later on. But it's very similar in that like his mobility skill is being gimped by cooldowns.
The Kale change, we don't care about that in Dominion because
We can
We don't
attack
have
towers.
towers.
we don't
have
attack
points.
towers with damage. What?
Since when?
Yeah.
So Kennen, base attack damage level 1 has gone down a little bit. That doesn't really matter because, well,
Nobody goes 80 cannon.
no one's level 1 either.
Right.
That's true.
That's still a bit of a difference early game like that level 3-4 tower fight that is going to cut
Right.
down on his power.
I guess.
When you're really sad when that person walks away with 8 health, then you're gonna be
Yeah.
you're gonna be raging
Yeah.
at Riot when you're playing Cannon.
The Mark of the Storm change, though, Kennen is one of my least favorite characters to play against. I don't know why. Just the way his kit behaves makes me intensely unhappy every time I play against it, and I just like destroy Kennen. It makes me angry.
Yeah, like I was
But
actually
this Mark of the Storm change is just I like it
I was
because
actually
it
playing
felt
him
like I had to
yesterday on
spend too
Smurf.
long waiting for that debuff to wear off before trying to pick a
Yeah.
fight or doing something else. And if he gets that 2-stack on you, you're like, I have to walk to the back of this, like around this corner or something, and like get out
Yeah,
of the way.
I agree. Like the Market Storm just lasted just like I was playing him on my Smurf yesterday just for the hell of it. I was actually having a lot of fun with him because he's actually not as bad as people claimed he was. And I was like the Mark, like I was in a team fight, like I put like 2 stacks on someone, and then just walked off, and like I thought that my marks were gone, and I hit him with a Q, and they got stunned. I was like, what is with this ridiculous duration on his marks? So yeah, that's a reasonable change. It's a nerf, but it's a nerf to something which shouldn't have. Yeah, they lasted too long.
Especially in lane, 8 seconds is
Yeah.
is
He
really
just
pivotal
zones
when you
so
need CS.
hard.
Yeah.
He can get his W passive back up again and hit you with that on top of hitting W itself.
It's really
So it can very easily stun you just for free a lot.
You can get 3 stuns before this. You could easily get 3 stuns in a team fight with just stopping to think a little bit.
But for Dominion, I mean, no one's gonna play Cannon competitively. He's definitely not good enough to be able to.
It doesn't see a lot of play, and I feel like you
No.
can line a sight pretty well still in the jungle, but it will be very nice for anyone who runs bottom lane cannon for some reason, or just for even windmill fights. Because when
Right.
you're trying to like assault, if you're Ken and you're assaulting, then this was insanely good. But now it's not.
this doesn't really change his like overall gameplay. It just changes like if you're bad and you missed your spells, and like you keep missing your key or something. The
margin
this-
for error
this-
goes away.
You have to
It
be, you have to
punishes
be a
bad
little bit.
play
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
rewards you if you're good with Kennen.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
It doesn't really
LeBlanc
change.
is there are a
LeBlanc.
lot of insane changes to LeBlanc on paper because there's just like, oh my gosh, so much text. If you watch the Dominant Dominion cast or any of the commentary that I do, I always speak about LeBlanc's mimic and being able to mimic ethereal chains, and mimic ethereal chains being what separates like an okay LeBlanc player that knows how to just dash in 100-0 someone and distortion out, because like anyone can do that. And if you can
It's not
juggle
just
that
change,
CC,
just knowing which skill to mimic at which time. Like,
Yeah.
when is it appropriate to mimic Q? When you need to do W or E instead, like that. That's part of what sets LeBlanc's part. Like, there's a bunch of things, but let's talk about her passive change first, because I'm interested in this one.
mirror image.
The mirror image will now attempt to run instead of standing still. So for people like me who don't actually macro her passive, this is a huge buff. I can actually just stand still and let people chase my passive instead, and not push any buttons because I'm lazy like that. So,
Well, now it's going to be more obvious which one is you. It's just you have to juke in in another direction.
I hope it's a random direction that the mirror image runs.
Yeah, that's what I mean, if you watch the patch preview, you'll see that the LeBlanc clone ran like directly, like in terms of line of sight, they ran directly opposite direction, and then the real LeBlanc actually juked to a completely different direction. So
Yeah,
it might
they ran
just be
two
like
separate ways.
Yeah, it might just be line of sight and like reverse line of sight kind of direction.
So this
So
is
with
great
LeBlanc-
then, right?
Yeah.
I we have to see. I haven't played it against any LeBlancs today, and so I can't say.
Well, don't play against mine.
Generic
I
will
actually
go
have
rocket.
a lot that I can offer in terms of LeBlanc input for that, because I do play a lot with her. I actually got to HaIfhearted Dominion with mostly LeBlanc play.
Oh, there you go. Well, go ahead and
a lot of
talk about
first
some of these things then.
So there's a few things that I noticed. A lot of these
So
were
let's
kind
work
of
down the list, though. Let's try and
Okay.
go in order.
Well, overall, they've actually nerfed her damage a fair bit, which made me kind of sad. Like her Sigil of Silence, for example, now only does 310 base damage, whereas before it used to be 330. And it's now very backloaded, because the initial hit's going to do as much damage as the backloaded hit when you proc it with another spell. The immediate thing that I noticed with LeBlanc with this new Sigil of Silence is that it makes her very dependent on her other spells, and it makes you painfully aware of just like how long LeBlanc's other cooldowns are. Like Ethereal Chains.
You have to pop. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to pop the
You have to pop them. Whereas before, like Sigil of Silence, with it being front loaded, it did 230 damage, which was pretty much the same as any other standard mage nuke, although it was on a higher cooldown. And that made it useful for finishing off fleeing enemies or that kind of stuff. You didn't have to force two spells to finish someone off like that. So I'm not too happy with them trying to move around the damage on that. And the other thing is I find it makes her feel a lot more clunky now than she used to be. Because like now suddenly she hits another spell and you just see like a massive burst of HP go down, and it looks weird. You don't expect it, and I don't like it. And then the silence duration reduction, I just no. That makes me so angry.
Yeah, LeBlanc already. I mean, Ethereal Chains it's a nice snare, but the problem is it has a delay time before it activates. And Sigil of Silence already has to be activated. Both of her spells don't apply their CC interrupt immediately. They have some other factor that has to happen before they trigger. So this is just like, I just don't think this is necessary. I mean, a 2-second silence into 2-second silence for Mimic Sigil is absolutely brutal, but it just seems unfriendly.
The main thing that I also loved about LeBlanc for the silence was that she was so good at killing Kassadin. Like, I hate Kassadin so much, and like 4 seconds of no rift walking was just like, oh, so many Kassadin.
And then you could Ethereal Chains him too if you pop it at the right time in that sequence.
Oh yeah, it was like beautiful. There have been so many butthurt Mordekaisers who've just raged at how overpowered LeBlanc is.
I like this distortion. Go on. I mean to...
I was just wondering. I do play a fair bit of LeBlanc, but not to the level I guess LaRue or Generique does. I have a question for you, Generique. How do you feel about the because LeBlanc has a very strange dynamic in terms of how her scaling goes, and she generally does well like early mid game and then falls off later. So what do you think the changes are going to do to that?
I think her falling off late game wasn't really that big of an issue on Dominion, because her damage was actually really high, and so was her scaling. Her issue, with people saying that she falls off late game on Summoner's Rift, the issue never was like her damage. It more just had to do with the issue of her positioning. Like distortion was a huge part of her damage, and she'd have to use it to try and get to the carry. But that put her in a really weird position. It was just she's really awkward to use late game, and late game Summoners Rift team fights. But in Dominion, where it's a lot more skirmishes. You can catch people out a lot more easily, and it's like constant ganking going on. That was never really an issue with LeBlanc. She was always relevant, I found.
Yeah, I agree with that entirely. Like I played in a decent chunk of LeBlanc, and I was like, I never actually felt like I fell off because, like, by late game, by the point where your damage is supposed to fall off against bruisers, like, she has enough CC that she turns into more of like a CC bot with a decent chunk of damage on the side. Like, it wasn't an issue. Like, this distortion change is really nice, I feel, because it because like the cooldown starting on cast means that one, the cooldown's a lot. Like I don't feel bad about like waiting to juke someone with the W. Like now I know for a fact, because like before, like I would walk around, you know, I try to put more distance between myself and the return point.
It was a strategic way to use distortion, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was strategic way, but like now you don't have to choose. That's a direct buff to her power. She can choose to distort whenever she wishes, and she doesn't lose any cooldown. So it's a really nice buff. And it's gaining 40 mana at max rank, but that, like, by late game, by the time she would start maxing distortion, like, she uses so little mana at that point in the game, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, and with the mana cost being taken off of her Mimic, like, I don't think you'll really notice it at all.
Yeah,
She didn't have
Mimic.
mana cost at rank 16 anyways. But
That's so good.
Wait, so you guys prefer to level ethereal chains over distortion?
No,
as a
I
second?
actually
I
level
do
up.
distortion first.
Yeah,
I would get distortion.
Yeah, I
first,
max
too.
distortion second.
Oh, okay, because you said late game, and I figured you meant like third.
Well, I mean, like, by the time you're maxing distortion, you know, like you're starting to hit like level, you know, 10, 11,
13,
like,
Yeah.
and at that point in the game, her mana costs are going down.
And part of the reason why you max distortion second was because of the cooldown reduction, because distortion's damage would go up with the
Yeah,
cooldown
that's
go down,
huge.
whereas ethereal
Distortion-
chains, it was just the
Distortion
damage.
actually does a pretty decent chunk of damage up front
And
too.
it's to help
Yeah.
you combo your sigil anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. So yeah, I
always found
also
this-
agree with that part. It's a really nice change for LeBlanc, just the cooldown starting immediately after she uses the ability and not when she after
That's a
3
huge
seconds
buff
pass.
because that is effectively lowering distortion's cooldown. Like,
So
I think
overall buff or nerf?
for
I'd
the
say
distortion,
overall-
that's for distortion in particular, that's a buff.
Right.
Distortion's Mimic has a near 0.1 AP ratio with 450 base.
Yeah, it does a lot. Yeah, mimic distortion does a lot of AOE damage now.
That's true. There's no reason to use it beyond just like putting a lot of distance in between you and the other person. Because the only other time I used to mimic distortion was if I had to get away from someone or if I really wanted to juke someone.
I've actually used mimic distortion to reduce a lot of distance. Like I remember once.
Actually, yeah, that's true. You can do
Once
that
I
too,
actually I did distortion, mimic distortion, and flash, and I literally killed someone from like 2,500 range. It was crazy. And the guy was like, "What the fuck range?" Because like I pretty much killed him from like beyond Kog'Maw ultimate range. It was
Where did that Caitlyn all come from?
Yeah. I guess what I mean to say is like I used to never use distortion for its damage. I use it for its like positioning potential and mobility that it would give. Whereas
No.
now, like I can see
I
distortion.
was actually different. Like I've actually used distortion for its damage several times because like if you can hit that distortion, it actually does. I mean,
It's hard.
It's not actually that
Radius
difficult.
is pretty tight though.
It's a near instantaneous AOE nuke with a fairly respectable radius. Like I never had any
Yeah.
problems landing it.
It's really no problem. You play enough Cassidon and it just naturally.
Oh, I guess
Cassidon's easy mode.
I guess that kind of works together.
Yeah, I mean like
We actually might have a guest on the show, another one to add in a moment.
That's
here.
exciting.
They said that it'll take them a second before they are ready.
We're almost at the vlog. So
Yeah.
I just love her.
So let's go. Let's talk about ethereal chains, and I want to intro this with I am really sad about the CC duration change on this because it's going down
there's
from 2.2 at
positives
max.
and
Right?
negatives to this. There is positives to the ethereal change.
Well, it's
chains.
normalized. Like it's you
It-
know.
it is as strong
Here's
as
the thing,
level
like
3.
the duration and time until root being reduced to 1.5 seconds means that the root triggers faster, and that's a buff because it means you can proc stuff faster. Like it is that the chains popping thing faster. That's a good thing.
And it is as strong as the level 3, the previous level 3 at level 1.
Yeah, and I
So-
always max change last, so that is overall a buff. Like that is a
Yeah.
net buff. However, the 4-second extra cooldown, that's a little bit annoying because like late game, like like with my LeBlanc build, I'd be running around with 40% cooldowns. I could have someone constantly either slowed, snared, or have my blink up. So if you were melee, you could never ever touch LeBlanc because of chains. So that 4-second cooldown, that is going to be a little bit noticeable late game, I feel.
So we've covered ethereal change.
FancyWolf, what do you think of Mimic?
I don't play LeBlanc. I'm just going to be angry when she kills me all the time. And Genericke's going to be sitting bot lane
this
tanking
is something
me.
I actually, because
I like this Mimic change a lot.
I love it because with my LeBlanc playstyle, with my anything playstyle, I spam and I spam a lot. And with LeBlanc early game, I'll be constantly out of mana. I'd be, oh my god, so stupid. So
especially because of how short the cooldown on Mimic is compared to some
Mimic
other
costs
ultimates.
no mana.
And you get CDR on LeBlanc anyway.
Mimic costing no mana is huge. Even Dominion, that's huge. And you are going as a LeBlanc, every LeBlanc is going to feel that change. You're going to have more mana than before at all points in the game. That's a big change, and I very much like that.
Mimic spells not getting the amplified damage though. I mean, is this gonna be okay? Do you think?
Well, I mean, it's sort of mixed because
will she not get the one-hit combo thing on people?
Oh, she could probably still one-hit combo a Squishy.
Do it.
Yeah, she could still one combo a Squishy. But
It'll just be a little bit different. It looks like the Mimic distortion is gonna have a lot more to do with it because of its.
No. If you're going single target,
Sigil still does the most damage. Single.
The optimal damage combo for LeBlanc theoretically has always been
QRW.
QR, land the W on someone, or land the E and then hit him with the W. The optimal combo has always been land, get both the sigil pops. So I mean, Mimic Sigil is going to do 600 base damage. That is a very, very large chunk of damage. And then with a 1.3 ratio, that's still a very significant chunk of damage. Just again, all the damage is backloaded now. So I mean, you have to pop it if you want to go in for single target. It's imperative that you pop that sigil.
That's kind of rough then, because I notice now whenever I mimic Sigil of Silence, I often don't want to distortion in on someone and then use my combo. To close the gap. Because if Ethereal Chains, if there's anyone in the way, whether it's a minion, an ally, or it's Hibbers or whatever it is, distortion's my only other reliable way to proc Sigil of Silence.
Yeah.
So I feel it also, the changes with Sigil of Silence and the mimic Sigil of Silence kind of make LeBlanc a lot more dependent on distortion.
Yeah.
For,
overall, this patch is overall, I'd say LeBlanc's getting nerfed because her harass, just her safe combo, her normal safe combo is getting hit by a pretty decent chunk. You need to pop those sigils. So yeah, overall, I'd say she's a lot weaker.
Yeah.
Or a bit weaker, not a lot weaker. She's a bit weaker. And she got some nice buffs, but I mean, overall,
they still have work to do with her.
That backloading of her damage is that's gonna hurt.
Okay, and I think we might have to hold off on talking about how the Malzahar changes affect Dominion because we have a guest with us now, another one. Is it Asil? Asil? How do you say this?
Yeah, I go. It's like a long A. Asil.
Asil?
Asil.
What? I would not have.
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear this.
Yeah, no one thinks that.
Man. Okay, so I want to welcome you to the show. Could you introduce yourself for everyone real quick for those of you for people that aren't already familiar with you?
Yeah, hi. I'm Tyler or Asil, or whatever you want to call me. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I run the website LoLPro for Crs.
Cool.
Awesome.
And we are hosting a Dominion tournament coming up soon.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier on in the broadcast. That was actually the topic that we led into this Dominion breakdown with. We'll go ahead and introduce ourselves for you. I'm Gandair of the gaming clan Vatso clan. I do media. I do shows like this about Dominion. I do commentary for Dominate Dominion.
And I've heard you do it well.
Allegedly,
Yeah,
not as good as
pretty good,
Chobra, but Chobra's got a nice job with OGN, so we unfortunately don't get
Yeah,
the benefit
Chobra
of having him on the
is-
show anymore.
Yeah.
Aw, that's
And Chobra was
unfortunate.
always just like a legendary guy. It's sad to see him go, but it's good to see that he got a good job.
We still love Gandair though.
Yeah.
If you guys can
no-
introduce yourselves for Asil here.
Alright, I'm a half-hearted. I'm team captain of Clueless, the new second place team in Dominant Dominion. Because someone's going to fill that spot.
Formerly played for PECS and Child Sport, which was the
I've
top
played
team.
I've actually played for all the top teams. Like I started off, but
Except Safonda Cox.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I've played for PECS. I played for Field Divide, and now I'm captain of my own team.
Right, Generic, I think you have the next intro.
Okay, hi. I'm Generic. I'm on the team Safonda Cox. We place fourth every now and then. I would shoutcast games sometimes. I'm not the team captain. It is the lovely Ipo Unicorns who is the team captain for that. But yeah, that's me.
Sifu, Fancy, Deadair, I'm allergic.
I'll go.
Sifu,
for it.
you go.
Yeah, I'm SifuCalvin, or some people call me Seafood, as in seafood. And I've been playing Dominion since Dominion released beta, and so I'm a veteran. I would say I've played since like the very first Dominion tournaments, and I've seen them all come and go. So I'm really excited about a real tournament. So off the fancy.
So you're the veteran of the group here.
He
I would
is.
say so.
He's been playing the longest, that's for sure.
I've only been playing Dominion since it was released. I haven't played since it was in like beta or anything.
I didn't
Yeah,
play in the
same
beta
as
either. I started like just after launch, like a few days after launch.
Yeah, I started on day one, so yeah. Fuck Priscilla's blessing.
That blessing was too good.
Oh, Ramus, Evelyn, all of them.
Hey, we're
stacking
talking over
single.
Fancy
Fancy Wolf.
Oh, okay,
That's-
okay.
Introduce yourself. Who are you?
I am FancyWolf. I am the #1 Dominion streamer, and I have been
Self-proclaimed.
captain. Self-proclaimed #1
There we
Dominion
go.
streamer.
I was gonna say, whoa, whoa,
And
right out of the gate.
I have been captain of the top 3/4 teams for multiple wins, and currently just running around winning games, being good.
Are you on a team?
Right now I'm kind of looking for one. I have one thrown together for the Curse tournament, but I'm still. I don't want to be a captain anymore. It's too much stress.
Great
Can't deal with
segue.
it.
I have one for the Curse tournament. Which thank you, Asil, for coming on the show here to talk about that. We in the Dominion community are extremely excited that there's someone that's not us to come out and do something, especially Curse, because I mean we like Curse. We're putting our tourney on hold so we don't compete with you guys for that week because we want to support your show and get our players out there and try to fill your bracket as best we can and help you guys put on a really good show. We had some questions for you that we came up with before the broadcast. The first one that we had was why a Dominion tournament?
Why Dominion tournament? Well, if you may have followed the LoLPro tournament kind of scene, we do kind of try to do monthly tournaments, I guess. We've done some 1v1s in the past. We did some ARAMs. And recently we decided, what kind of direction do we want to go LoLPro in? And Dominion came up because we see how successful the Dominate Dominion scene is. It's growing pretty much every week. It's got a lot of excitement towards it, and I've watched a couple streams, and I like what I'm looking at. So we kind of wanted to see what we could do with it, if we could get it some exposure through the sites, through the Curse brand, that kind of thing.
Well, that is.
So we wanted- Go ahead.
Okay. Well, that's excellent. I'm really excited about that. And I had some other questions about the format, just to kind of get like generally up to speed on the thing. It's single limb, it's best of 3, and it's a 2-day event. Now, from my understanding, your events are 2-day events is just kind of a standard thing, right?
Yeah, we like to do them over the weekends, usually just because of a huge amount of players. So usually it takes up that many rounds, but that's just usually the standard for us.
And single limb, kind of the same reason. That way, if you do double, it doesn't, it's not too difficult to manage. Doesn't drag out for too long.
Yeah. What happened in the first tournament we were in, which was the 1v1 tournament where we found Rux, we did double elimination in the final 32.
Oh, man.
And yeah, I didn't. I was casting that event actually, and the event lasted about 12 hours, and I was up to like 6 a.m. casting it. We were like, all right, we're done with double elimination.
I'd be right there with you if something like that happened. I know about how a tournament can get carried away by signups and rounds running long and other things like that.
Oh my
Exactly.
goodness, there are so many attorneys. I just when I've cast with you before, I'm just like, oh my god.
Did you cast one of the ones that we did that ended up going like 8 games or something like that?
Oh, it was ridiculous.
It's one short of our record. And the other thing is best of 3. You know, why the best 3 format? Is that just the easy go-to?
It was debated whether we wanted to do just best of 1s or best of 3s,
Ooh.
but we decided that best of 3 would be a little better because then you can't really get cheesed as much. And I know we're doing less bans, which I guess you're going to ask me about soon.
That's like
Yes.
question
Yeah.
number 3 on my list here.
We might as well make it the next question.
Yeah, we'll do that
Right.
then.
Right, I'm helping you segue. Through the lesser bands, we know there's only 6 bands or whatever, and I know that you guys do 10. But we want to do 6 just because that's just what's built into the client, and we figured the best way to play around that as well is to go best of 3. That way, you have the opportunity to, whoa, this guy's playing some weird champion we didn't expect. We can ban him in the other games.
It makes it more fair. It's like the best team wins.
Absolutely, no cheese or anything like that.
Sifu, you heard him. No cheese.
No,
Cheese.
all the cheese. All the cheese. Sorry, I'm also
All right.
I'm also the captain of Cheese Enema. I forgot.
Cheese
to mention
Enema's
that.
banned from the tournament.
Maybe just a little bit of cheese then.
Okay.
Yes.
Is Pepper Jack okay?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Cool. Then everything's fine. So that takes care of the Y6 bands thing. So then the next question in the community when the Curse tournament first came up, we were all really excited about it, and then the next question came up is, are you going to have casters that are studied and knowledgeable about the game mode? Because that's one of the worries that the community had.
And that was a worry we had too, especially Tower Dive TV, who, they're good casters for Summoner's Rift, but they could definitely use some insight onto the Dominion scene. And we didn't really want to throw people in to cast the event and have no idea what Dominion was. It kind of happened to us when we did the ARAM tournaments where, we had the casters who did 5v5, and there's no, like, pro ARAM casters out there, so we really couldn't find anyone for that. But that was kind of the struggle where they were just kind of guessing the whole time, and we didn't want to replicate that. So that's why we recruited this lovely Gandair guy to help us out.
Oh, cool.
Is that you? You? What?
Yeah, I'm Gandair.
What?
I didn't know that was like an official thing.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I never got an official word back on that yet.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
Well,
Breaking news!
congratulations,
Holy
Gandair.
crap! I
Yeah.
guess I will take
And
that
it's
other
really
day
cool.
off work now.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
Good thing I told you now, then.
I actually have a question regarding the when the tourney rules. Like, I know under the rules it says that the Curse tourneys have reserve the right to globally ban a
dear.
champion at any time, and like I know that's usually just reserved for like assuming that the riot sort of screws up and a champion gets like utterly broken or something due to some sort of mechanic failing. Like you guys have that just in case, so you can like just globally ban it, not deal with the ruckus. But do you have any plans to say globally ban Cassidy or something?
We are talking about that right now with some people who actually know the scene and would suggest something like that. So we are working on that. There'll be more information on that soon because I know there are some crazy overpowered champions like that. But I do know in the latest patch they finally introduced the map specific nerf.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully
Let's get a
that.
slap on the wrist though.
Yeah,
Was
he's not as bad now.
We don't.
He's
I don't
still
know if we'll
horrible.
have enough playtime in with him really by tourney to be able to tell yet, though. I mean, it's a very new change still.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, you're
Gonna go spam it.
Sifu's terrorizing solo queue.
Rude SifuCalvin.
But one thing, it would be worth probably looking at the top 4 champions like Cassidy in Italy, Kazakhs.
Well,
yeah.
honestly, if you're gonna do a global
Like-
bans, I say just keep it to Cassidy and Kazakhs
Yeah.
if you have to. Like the rest, like they're still OP, but I say that they're not so broken that they're like auto win.
Anyways, this kind of stuff is gonna come by when the tournament is nearing, right? So I don't think we have to worry about it.
Right.
I mean, we'll get some playtime with Cassidy and figure it
Yeah.
out.
Exactly. We haven't made any decisions yet, but we are definitely going to think about it, and there will be an announcement before the tournament, obviously.
All right.
Okay.
On
Sounds
the subject that you mentioned with the 1v1 tournament getting a little crazy and long and a little out of whack, can we expect this to be a lot more smooth than that was with the format changes and everything?
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome.
We've learned a lot from everything we've done in the past in terms of tournament organization and everything like that. There were some mistakes made, but we learned from them, and tournaments moving forward are going to be as smooth as ice. Our European ARAM tournament we did last month, or the month before that, went smooth. No issues at all, and we expect the same for this Dominion tournament.
It's great. I'm very happy to hear that, because every time I get on Reddit, I always have a lot of hope, and then sometimes it goes away, and I get insecure.
Yep. I feel you. I don't want you to lose that hope.
I'll keep it locked in a box in the future. Another question that the community had was, if this is successful, will we see you visit this game mode, our side of the world, again in the future?
Absolutely. We are looking towards the future with all these tournaments and such, and I like to do tournaments for actual game modes. Like, the 1v1s are cool and all, but I much prefer team-based gameplay that are actually game modes. So I'd love to continue to do a Dominion tournament if this one's successful, which I have no doubt it will be.
Now, does this also mean that you are going to dip into threes at some point as well?
We are
allusion to that.
we are in talks to do that. It was a toss-up before we chose Dominion, whether to do threes or Dominion, but thanks to William Kopis, I'll give him a shout out. He's been helping me out heavily.
Feedski.
Yeah, also Feedski.
Yeah, Feedski. He's been helping me out very much with all this organization, everything like that, getting me in touch with the players who are the best that he knows, and getting me in touch with Gandair and helping me get all this set up. Because this is, I'll be honest, this is a scene I don't know much about. I'm more of a Summer's Rift person myself. But he's been helping me out heavily, getting me acquainted with everything going on. So that's what made me decide to choose Dominion, because I didn't really have that for threes.
That's all the stuff that I had prepped before this. So I was going to throw to the other commentators, hosts of the show this week. Guys, do you have anything that you want to ask Asil about in regards to the tournament or other things?
I actually do have a very specific question.
I'll let Halfpower go first, because I'm just going to be trashy.
Oh, play nice, Genericke.
So I signed my team up for a tournament, but then about a week later, one of my guys discovered that he actually had a wedding to attend on the 2 days of the tournament. So I'm not going to field him, and I need to make roster changes. Is there a place, because I'm lazy, I'm too lazy to look this up myself, is there a place where I can go to make roster changes, or do I have to just submit my team again as a brand new team?
No, we have, if you look on the NA Dominion Showdown forums we have on LoLPro, you can see there's a little sub-forum where you can say, hey, I have a roster change, and there's a little form you can fill out to say what team it is, what the captain's name is, and then who is being subbed in and out. So you don't have to resubmit.
Go ahead and brought that up
Thank
on the
you.
screen for any VOD viewers out there. So this is what that
That's really
looks
helpful.
like.
That is very good to know.
When will signups end? When is the deadline to get your team signed up?
A week before the tournament is when the signups will end. However, more than likely we'll take late signups going into it.
Okay.
We're not going to be too picky. We want to get as many people involved as we can.
So then the official signups ending is on the 19th, and you might be able to get in after, but no guarantees?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
I have a kind of a general question. As a SR veteran, I guess, and you're dabbling a little bit in Dominion. We're hosting a tournament now. Why do you think that Dominion doesn't have the exposure that, frankly, I believe it deserves?
That's a great question.
Calvin going right in there. Ooh.
Yeah. I think it's just a matter of it came second. Like, if it was the main game mode that came first and then Summoner's Rift came second, I think that would be the same case. People are just so used to playing one way, and also I think it's a lack of information as well. There's no real good site to find information, really, that people know about on how to play champions, because, for my example, I go into Dominion and I play my favorite champion, and then I just kind of just dirtle around, I don't I don't have a strategy in mind. I don't think many people do, and I think that's the reason that's holding it back.
There's nowhere to get that info.
Actually,
Exactly.
tying off that, I know you guys have LoLPro with all the guides and stuff. Is there a plan to put up Dominion guides for like known, skilled Dominion players?
Absolutely, and I guess I'll give you guys the exclusive.
Ooh.
We are working on Dominion guides. They will be coming soon. Hopefully, we'll have a good amount by the tournament, and you can come check them out on LOL Pro soon. They are coming soon. We are
Well,
working
Yeah,
on
because
getting.
I actually heard something about like along those lines, but like like when I went to check it out, there was no like option for Dominion guides or something. So I was wondering if you know I would qualify for that, and if I could actually get my hands on said guide tool and try playing around with it.
Absolutely, we can
nice.
talk about that. If you want to just add me on Skype, we can definitely talk about that. I'd love to have more people on board who would feel comfortable writing guides for champions they know. We are going to keep the guides that we have for Dominion to the LOL Pro standard, where we just want the best of the best writing the guides.
Yeah, that's
So-
good. Yeah, because I also hold myself to certain quality standards. I will not write something I think is absolutely.
Yeah, it can't be crappy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Then you're perfect.
I actually do have a guide up on solo mid. I got it approved and all that. So
Oh yeah,
glad-
that would that might be good to link to Azel so you can get a sense of what your work looks like.
Oh, you plugged that way after I actually like I know you've plugged that a lot in there.
Well, I mean, the formatting and the way that whole guide is arranged is very pretty and very thorough, and that's why I plug it so much. Is because I think it is correctly deserving of that praise.
So yeah, you guys heard it here first. Dominion guides coming to LOL Pro.
Yay!
To build off of that, but going in a slightly different direction. One of the things that is seen in a lot of games and is seen in Summoner's Rift, but is not seen in Dominion yet, is there is not a place that houses statistics currently. Now, when you... This is sort of like a two-in-one thing. If you hold this tournament, and... Well, when you hold this tournament, that's a better way to phrase it, sorry. When you hold this tournament, I see the part about people having to submit match media. Is that match media after the fact going to be publicly viewable anywhere? Are we going to be able to look at the bans? Are we going to be able to look at the picks, the item builds afterward by reviewing those screenshots and being able to identify ban trends, pick trends, anything like that?
Right now, we don't have any plans to like catalog it or keep track of it or anything like
Well,
that.
not
I'm
necessarily
gonna-
track
yeah.
it, but
It'll
will they
in
be
a thread.
obtainable?
Yeah, absolutely. What's going to happen is more than likely we'll just have a little thread where people will post their screenshots from their games, and so like submitting the match results, and that will not go away. That'll stay. So if you want to look
Excellent.
through, see what teams are banning what or whatever, you can absolutely do that.
Awesome. That'll be cool.
So you guys are gonna just have like all that information like linked on one page or something, like just boom, here's the list of every single screenshot from every match and stuff.
Yeah, because people will just be individually posting them for their match results. So yeah, that'll be available if people like that. I think some people
Alright.
do.
There was a little bit of clarification that I was looking for on one part of the rule set. Let me scroll down to see if I can find it here. And it okay. In the media section, the wording specifically is, please have a screenshot of picks, bans, and of final results for each match played. These are to be sent in with results for all official matches. Matches with no media are subject to a rematch if challenged by either team, so please have proof of your results. Does this mean both teams, or just winning team, or just losing team? I'm not familiar with your submission format.
Yeah, we just need one team to do it, and more than likely it's going to be the winners who submit. That's how we'd prefer to do it. So yeah, just have the winners submit, and that's all you have to do. Both teams don't have to do it. Some teams, if they lose and they're good sports, they'll go on there and they'll confirm it and say, yeah, this guy beat me, that kind of thing. That's not needed, though. We just need one person to submit the information.
Okay, so winners submits, and to kind of cover your butt, you can have them anyway, just to be
Yeah,
safe.
you can. Yeah, you can always ask your opponent, say, hey, can you just go confirm it for us? That'd be fantastic, and that would work too. Either way works. I like more confirmation because I know as much as I'd like to believe that everyone is good and is fair, there are some people.
That's just the nature of
Exactly.
That's just the nature of tournaments.
If there's ever money on the line, there's always going to be some people trying to cut corners and
There's just
get ahead.
more than just some people, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, in the same rule set that you have here, I was looking at the schedule, and the schedule looks pretty fair. Although let me go dig up an average game length for you real quick. I was looking at the schedule, and there's 2-hour blocks effectively to play the best of threes in, and the average game length of a Dominion game from the pick ban phase to the actual the outcome screen typically hovers around 35 minutes or so on average. I'm looking through the VODs from the past few Dominate Dominion tournaments. I'm seeing 48s, 49s, and I'm seeing some low 30s as well. So it typically averages out around 35. If the bracket gets behind at any point, are you going to wait for the round that hasn't finished yet to finish before potentially casting the next round, or are you going to go for whatever next round of stuff is ready? Like, let's say hypothetical, there's a round of 16 games still going because it went long, best of 3. It's in the third game. It's at 24 minutes, but you have round of 8 games ready to go. Are you going to go to the round of 8, or are you going to wait for the 16 to finish before choosing the game? Do you know?
Well, I guess I'll answer that in 2 ways, from 2 perspectives, so that it'll give people a better understanding. As for the casting, we're just going to try to get as many games as we can streamed, at least at the beginning. And then, as in the rules, it says we are going to have both semifinal games and the finals streamed.
That was going to be the next part of my question, is how is that going to work with the schedule you have outlined?
Yeah. Also, right now, the schedule isn't set in stone. I just kind of put an example schedule there so people kind of can see it and they can say, okay, I'm at least going to be here this long, or it's going to start at this time. It will start at 11 a.m. Pacific no matter what on both days. But so that's how it's going to work for the streaming. I'm going to find matches, and I'll set up a way for people that can contact me to see if they can get their game streamed. And I'm going to feed them to the casters, and they're going to stream as many as they can. So that's not going to be set for rounds. As for players, let's say, there are some games that run long, which is always going to happen. It's always a thing that happens. Like with the 1v1 tournament, we expected the games to be 20 to 30 minutes long at max, and we commonly saw 45-minute to 60-minute matches, and that kind of really threw us off.
Yeah,
so just like that, we're not going to hold someone late if if they're waiting on a match. We're not going to say, oh, you lose because you're late. We're just going to play it by ear and be flexible like that.
Yeah, so how are you guys going to decide which game to cast? Are you just going to do just random games throughout?
Yeah, for the most part. I'm going to get the teams who are from the Dominate Dominion scene, the better teams. We're going to try to get them some airtime as well. Mostly because I think it'll look better for Dominion if people who know how to play are playing. But also, I just want to... It'll be random for the most part, other than that, if I can't get something like that.
Yeah, most of our teams are going to have DD in their tag, so keep an eye out for those.
I also had an idea that I'm really glad I've got a hold of you for, is the bracket we, as the Dominion community, feel is going to make or break this tournament for our chances to get some good placing in it. And we were actually wondering if there was any chance that you could stream the bracket being made, because we think that would be really hype, to watch those fill in one at a time to see who's going to be playing who. And if there'd be any opportunity to play up player story or team story at all with that, because I think that would be just the hype train.
I actually have a similar question. I was wondering if there's any plans to modify brackets based on a DD team, because having say my team and PECS or something go up against each other very early on would, because there are some extremely strong teams that it would probably be best to have them play against each other in the finals. So I was wondering if there was any plans on doing brackets to help that happen.
Okay. I guess I'll take Gandair's question first, and then I'll follow it up with yours. So, I think the bracket making idea is great, and it's super cool. But sadly, the way that the brackets are going to be made is not going to be that exciting.
It's one of those generated ones that just fills them in a form.
Yeah, we're going to do it randomly, and then I'm going to look at it afterwards. That's pretty much how it's going to be done. And then to follow up with the question, it's kind of a hard call for me with that because, yeah, obviously you don't want the best teams paired against each other in round one. But then also I have to think about it in, like, say, man, it kind of feels weird editing. If I say it's going to be random seed, it feels kind of weird.
The tournament
editing
for a favorable.
Right, for a favorable ending.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
So
on that.
I'm still kind of wavering on that. I'll see what I can do and make it as fair as possible for everyone. Because I agree, I don't think it would be very fun.
Yeah, honestly, I think most teams don't like the vast majority of teams that play in DD. You don't need to modify like their seeding at all. It's just maybe take like the top 3 teams, like Cheese Enema, Clueless, and PECS, and just put them as far away from each other as possible.
It's just by luck of the draw. If we all happen to be playing against each other like one after another, then
yeah.
And then you get the
that'd
bracket.
be-
You get the bracket of death on one side,
Oh,
and
Yeah, we had that when we first switched to the. What was it?
man,
God, that was terrible.
that was
the first few weeks.
DD13. No, when did we switch to Mobile Fire? I don't
No,
remember.
the Mobile Fire kept the other sites.
Oh, did they?
Seeding.
What's
Yeah.
when we went to CSN in number 12?
Yeah,
then?
CSN. Like that
Oh,
first
God.
1 or 2 weeks, that was.
I know
Oh,
I've talked
I
to a
have.
few people about this, and like a few other people who actually have done organization of tournaments and that kind of stuff. And like people say, like with Dominate Dominion, it makes sense for them to kind of fix the brackets in the way they do because it's an ongoing tournament. Like what happens the previous week matters for the next week, whereas this is just a one-time thing. And I feel like modifying the tournament brackets in such a way could maybe reflect poorly on the tournament. And it wouldn't be a good idea. And I think it would be best if it was just totally random brackets. Like as much as it would make for like a better tournament and like more exciting games, I guess, if it's like the best teams going up against the best teams towards the end. I feel like in terms of just being a good tournament overall, like it would be better if it was just completely random.
Then again, no one has to know that it wasn't entirely random.
Oh man, why do you have to get the Illuminati out, man?
There's money on the line. I wouldn't do that.
I do have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
On that. I'm not exactly too familiar with Dominate Dominion. Do they do a very? I think you just touched on it, but do they change the brackets compared to last week, or the week before rather?
What they do is like they have the top 4 teams kind of get a bye through the first round, and then
If the
they
bracket doesn't
eventually
fill
go up each
anyway.
other.
Actually, the DD brackets are basically just standard. Like it's all based on seeding at this point.
Yeah.
Like and like if a team earns a higher than normal seeding, you know, like they get to keep it into next week, and they get to try and work to keep it.
Yeah, the top
So-
4 get placed in specific places in the bracket, and then the rest of them, at least this is to my knowledge. Last time I checked,
Well, the way I
they
see it,
split
like
up
the
the
top,
top
like,
4,
the
and
brackets
then the
are
rest are
completely
filled in.
The Dominate Dominion brackets are actually completely conventional. Like if you look at how it's done, like the teams that like place the highest, they get like the top 4 seeds, and like
Yeah,
it's just the
it's-
brackets are done that way.
It's a
like
seeded tournament.
the reason we always have buys and stuff is because like there's so few teams, we never have full brackets. So like the first few
I
rounds
would
were so
say
high, you know.
so
it's just
few teams. We just keep hitting a lot of weird magic numbers.
yeah, we get
Yeah.
weird numbers.
Like we'll
we
get
go,
3
3 or 4 short,
13
so.
one week, so that we're missing some off a 16 bracket, but then the other week we'll get 24, which doesn't fill a 32.
Yeah, so basically, like the top teams always have buys just due to like the odd numbers of teams competing. So yeah, like we do get buys, but just because of how seeding works. Like there's DD uses conventional seeding.
Do we have an official number right now for how many people are signed up for the Curse tournament?
Not right now.
Okay.
Can you give us a sort of general like we're in
I
this
was looking through
ballpark?
the thread and I saw at least like maybe 10, 12 teams. It's
We're
still a
in-
week out though.
Yeah. Actually, we do have an ad going out to tomorrow, so hopefully the number will go up. Right now, we're still only in the double digits. I'll say
Oh.
that.
That's not too bad.
I
Yeah,
love
I mean,
how it's
that's-
like only the double digits.
Yeah,
Like,
only
the
double
double
digits.
digits.
Curse
Like
will
it
bring
hasn't
the heat,
even
man.
been officially announced, and you're only in the double digits.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's coming from my perspective, where I've run 5,000 person tournaments,
Jesus.
Ooh.
and
Wow.
so
crap.
I see the double digits, and I kind of, part of me is like, yay,
Oh, thank God.
yeah, cool.
Oh, another question. Will the winning team get a chance to play against Curse in
Yes.
like an exhibition match?
I can't confirm anything.
I know you can't promise that.
I can't
but
promise anything, but I've definitely been approached about the idea of that, and I kind of like the idea, and I will ask about it, and I will
be
get back
awesome.
to you.
If you
Or
want
even-
to,
even
if you're
Crs
worried
Academy.
about it being like maybe the strategy skill, because Curse is extremely highly mechanically talented from all the games they've played, but they might not be as strategically inclined. You could throw in sort of a like a thematic thing, like a reverse pick, like they pick the opposite person's champions or something like that.
Just do a conventional game for lulz. Like it's
Yeah.
not like they.
yeah, it's an exhibition match to show like,
Yeah.
hey, Dominion players are good at Dominion.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
if
but
we
it's
would
like-
have played SR,
if we went and played SR, like I know for a fact that I would do terribly, but like I've gone up against like all diamond teams, like all diamond SR players before, and I've never like every single time we've like beat them 400-0, 450-0. So it's
I
just
would really want to
just
see what someone
just be
Curse
saying
caliber
so
could
it's like
do.
yes, Dominion players actually doing the new like it's not just luck. It's these guys are actually not bad at
good at
Dominion.
the game.
And be kind
See,
of
I think that would be awesome. I think it'd be awesome to watch that, and that's why I really like the idea of it. Probably because whoever wins would probably smoke them.
We could have
Yeah.
Curse take on. We could have Curse take on the winners, and then we could have Curse Academy take on second place.
Oh man, dude, you hire that guy. That's cool.
But
I want to watch that.
the secret will be that I'll have been working with Curse Academy to get them to play more Dominion and then surprise
Oh.
everyone.
Yeah, have Curse.
Oh, bring
Academy
it
win
on! We're waiting. That'd be awesome. Getting Curse Academy to get into
Because
Dominion.
I will right until I start seeing some curse names in like my Dominion games, and it could be like, oh crap.
I have if you can't do like a bracket show, that's cool. But if you know someone that has a basket, a bunch of ping pong balls, and a marker, I'm totally hyped for that. Just get someone on the webcam. But I just
I'll go
thought
rent
that'd be
out.
cool.
I'll rent where they did the NFL draft, and I'll set up a little live stream of it.
Oh, that production value.
That would be cool.
That's right.
The I have a fun trivia thing for you. In late 2011, shortly after Dominion was created, Curse actually played in the first 5 NESL Conflict on the Crystal Scar Dominion tournaments. They played until they lost. They lost in week 5. They lost to a team called Vanuit Vanderwiesels. So when Curse stopped playing, they were 9-1. They're the only team with a 90% win rate, to my knowledge.
Wow. I did not know that.
A little bit of history for you. Like it's when I first heard that you guys were interested in doing something Dominion related. I'm like, whoa, what? Curse is back? And then someone said to me, Curse is back. I'm like, yeah, where have you been? They were like here when this started. Curse. Who was it? Curse, Green Forest, a couple guys from Dignitas, and like another Summoner's Rift team. Actually played a lot in really early Dominion. So it's really cool to kind of see it being reinvestigated after this time has passed.
That is really interesting. I like I said, I didn't know that. That's. I wonder why they stopped.
Well, they lost to the team that went on to dominate for the next, 11 weeks. So they weren't just knocked out by someone random. No, they were knocked out by a dedicated Dominion team.
No, yeah, Dignitas, they lost horribly. Like they
Dignitas
got.
never actually played. Okay?
I heard something about like Dignitas.
No,
like,
I have
getting
all of
lo-
the brackets ever. Dignitas
Oh,
never
this
played.
was this
Do
wasn't
not
a
attack
tournament
Gandair.
game. I don't think. This was probably just.
Oh, the IPL thing?
They were all queuing. Yeah, no, they were just probably just all
Oh.
queuing together once, and I heard stories about that too.
Yeah, because I know I'm pretty sure it was Scar and Cutie Pie that were on the team Miku League Baby, and they played
Right.
in 10 different Dominion tournaments just for giggles. It was like them and a couple real life friends or something, from what I understand.
Oh.
But that was so. Yeah, there's some trivia for you there. Let's see. I'm checking off my my list here to make sure.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Does anyone
worries.
have anything else for Asil?
No.
Or
Nothing
we're just
appropriate.
pretty
though.
comprehensive here.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for a Dominion tourney with
Same.
over 20 teams. Like that's gonna
Yeah, it'll be
I-
a big thing.
I have been working my butt off to compile the last 10 weeks of statistics, so I have a lot of story to tell, regardless of which DD team I end up casting. So I'm gonna try and bring some production value to you guys and do some good stuff for you.
That's fantastic. That sounds great.
All right. Well, if nobody has, VODs. are there going to be individual game VODs, or will it just be like a block on Twitch?
More than likely, it'll just be a block on Twitch. I don't think we have any plans right now to put them on YouTube, but we might.
Okay.
That'd be kinda
The
sweet.
word's still out. It would be kind of cool. We do we did it with the 1v1 tournament a while ago, but we didn't do it for the previous tournaments. But this one might be a good one to do it for.
Well, I will.
Because-
I'll volunteer
yeah,
to handle VOD production if you want. If you need a guy for that.
That'd be actually really good.
Because I do that for the DD tournaments, and I can usually have them turned around pretty quick. I might not be able to get them up by Monday because I wouldn't be able to do any processing Sunday from casting, but depending upon how many games there are, I should be able to get it up really early in the following week.
That'd be good. We can talk about that afterwards because that can get you in touch. What we'd want to do, like you can use them for your YouTube channel as well, but we'd also want to put a copy on the Curse channel so we
Oh
can
yeah,
promote
absolutely. However you guys want to use
Well,
the
yeah, that-
resources.
it. That'd be fantastic.
Excellent. Okay, well, I think you've just about tapped our brains out, Asil. So thank you for coming on. We're going over like bracket, like patch changes. If you want to hang out and talk, that's cool. But if you have other things to do and want to just go hang out, have dinner, whatever, that's all right by us too.
Yeah, I guess I just want to say one more thing before I jump out of here. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, welcome.
I'm
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for
We're
coming.
very happy to have you here.
Anytime. I'm very thrilled to be here. But one thing I do want to say, we at Curse and LoLPro are very excited to be running this tournament. And we can't wait for it, and it's going to be great. Everyone's going to enjoy it.
And we're happy that you guys are actually at a Dominion, so it's
we're pretty hyped
mutual.
about it.
That's awesome. And it was great talking with you guys. Thank you
Excellent.
for having me
Thank you
on.
for coming on, Asil.
See you later, Tyler.
Thanks very much, Azel.
Yep.
Have a
Adios.
good
Sorry, viewers, for getting a little derailed on there, but it was very nice to have Azel on to answer some questions about the Dominion.
Now I just need
And
to
the
figure out
upcoming
where I
tournament?
can get my hands on this team member change thing.
Oh, I had I can link it to you in the call. I think I might end up clipping.
Wait, you
Part
mean
of this out.
I don't have to put in effort? Oh, please, by all means, link me.
You're so lazy, man.
Yay, lazy.
All right. Back to the overlay. I'll drop that in the.
My guides will be full of anime faces.
Oh man. Okay.
So if you guys need to make a roster change for LoLPro, yeah.
So, I want to make a casting guide and have people shoot me in the future.
It's actually Salon's doing the casting guide.
Yeah, you should make the Nidalee guide, Sifu.
Oh,
Okay.
because he's totally
So
qualified.
real quick, do I clip out the interview and make it its own video?
You could.
Good.
What I would do is I would leave it in here and let it be part of the video, and then I would also clip it out and have it as its own separate thing in case anyone that's just
Okay.
something interesting.
And I'll throw in annotation stuff in description so people can know where the Malzahar talk
And just-
resumes.
Jump right to it, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, good idea.
also probably want to include like a little link like in the actual start of the video. It's like, hey, if you want to see Crs Asil hop on and talk, just click here.
Okay.
For
So
the
you guys
extra.
did great. Thank you. That was absolutely amazing.
Generic, good job for not hitting on him.
It took me a lot of restraint. You guys have to understand. That was like I'm going to hit on you so much on your stream, FancyWolf, just to make up.
Oh,
for this.
come at me, baby. I'll be ready.
Guys,
I'll even get
guys,
shirtless for you.
Yes.
I've
Okay.
seen
Oh.
Fancy shirtless.
Overlay, panic overlay. Okay. There you go.
Kendra needs an adult.
I need an adult. All right.
Ew.
So before we left off, man, this split's gonna be awful. By the way, we were talking about LeBlanc. We finished talking about LeBlanc, and now we are on Malzahar. Malzahar.
Malzahar.
So he's
I love him.
his
Call the Void's vision is not
right.
buggy, and Malefic Visions will now jump on a zombified undead champion.
so
No, it says it will now jump when active on zombie. So does that mean like if a champion dies?
so
it
if they
jumps to
die,
it?
yeah, if Karthus, Kog'Maw, or Zyra die, it'll just jump to the
It'll
closest target
jump
if possible.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So it'll do what it should do. Okay.
It does what it should. Yeah.
Call of the
so
Void. That's
it
his
doesn't just
silence, right? His little
Yeah.
wall thing.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
the wall. It gives vision.
It's supposed
Now
to give
it will-
vision, but like it doesn't.
How long does the damaged targets thing grant vision for?
It's not for very long. It's just a brief kind of reveal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
they
the same
become
way other
visible
abilities
while it's
work.
hitting them.
Okay, that's nice.
It's a little more than that though, just because of the delay on the casting. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, but that's about it.
Okay.
not too much to talk about there.
Yeah, it's just I think that's just all good things and nice changes. Master Yi, this is just a bug fix. Fixed a bug where Ginsu's Rage Blade
Calls
wasn't
everybody
properly
though.
given
Rage
2
Blade on
stacks.
Master Yi.
Oh yeah.
Best.
Hey man, dude, Rage Blade is such a fun item to build.
Bro, when you play Yi, you go Dunk Master. You be a man.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
less
Whoa.
entropy than Rage Blade.
We have another.
Trophy than Rage Blade.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, man. What if
Or
you want to
Titans.
buy?
Do people even
what if-
build entropy anymore? I forgot that was an item. Is that still in the game?
No
If
one.
you want to
yeah,
go
I know.
buy, you be extra manly and you jump into
What-
their entire team
What,
by
if-
yourself.
what if you want to be a transgender and you want to buy Gwinsus instead? I don't understand.
Which I guess
Alright.
that,
You have
said, what
if you want to be
a
transgender, you can play Ezreal.
Yeah.
I still like, what if you want to be a transgender? I'm like, what?
I heard that too.
No.
I didn't say anything though. Good job, Generic. You blew our cover.
Thank you. That's what I do.
All right. Morgana, Dark Binding
Bug
wasn't
fix,
properly
bug fix.
snaring
Yeah.
stealth champions. Bug fix, that's good. Nasus, I like this as an opponent because I know how scared I need to be or how not scared.
Of a
I now
farmed
know to be
Nasus.
very unafraid at times, so you now see it as a buff. It makes it a little bit easier for me. As
Dude,
a
no.
spectator, too.
What this does is it just makes you more because like, oh my god, he's got 1,000 bonus damage on
Yeah.
Siphon Strike. I am
Never
very.
get to 1,000. The highest I've ever gotten to is 820 something.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
That's
1,000
some
bonus
terror shit.
Critical
damage.
Anyway,
hit.
I remember once I
1700.
was just bored, so this guy was planning to do customs for the hell of it. So I was like, dude, let me spectate you. He's like, okay. So he played Nasus in just in a custom game where he was only human. There were 9 bots, and all he did the entire game was farm his Q.
Don't you
And
love
he
that
did-
Nasus that
He did
in
not
any game
stop
mode-
far. He did not in the game until he was able to literally one-shot everything in the game.
Wow.
It was the stupidest.
one shot Baron. Yeah, really.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, he didn't quite go that far.
I missed
That is
Trundle
a lot of
ulting
commitment.
there and
That is a
getting
lot
those
of
stats. Nautilus's Dredgeline no longer travels through some walls. Have we tested this on Dominion and seen
I
the
have
impact?
never seen Dredgeline
never
go
even
through
seen
a
that
single
happen.
wall, so
Yeah.
that sounds like a bug fix.
Well, the
Okay.
problem is
Very
on
specific
Dominion,
bug.
the walls are so fucked that it's not going to go through anything.
Gotcha. Nunu, this is
Dominion
the
walls
funniest
are
change.
huge. Like SR has these pathetically small walls. Dominion has real walls.
That Castan always walks over anyways.
Yeah.
So Nunu Dominion. I mean, he
Health
did get
per
nerfed
level
pretty-
went down, which
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
getting nerfed even more.
Anything
nerfed.
which nerfs Nunu, I am okay with this because
It's fun.
Yeah, I don't care.
Nunu.
they now
Yeah,
have to
I
make
don't care.
Curse less power, or not Curse, Consume less powerful than Smite.
Look, anything to make infeed sad, I'm okay with that.
He loves his Nunu.
Gotta-
Why does everyone
gotta-
hate Infeed so much? Like, I've never even like talked or I don't know
Because
nothing
he's
about
a
this guy.
sarcastic asshole. That's
He's
all.
very-
Also, he's a nice guy, and we have to pick on the nice
Just
guy.
watch the few times
And-
Infeed speaks in DD chat, and then you'll understand.
Yep.
That's fair.
Infeed's like Rude Lord incarnate.
He's just witty with his
Okay,
remarks.
so the actual question though, is this
He thinks
Consume
we're
change
crazy.
going to affect his sustain in bottom lane?
It'll affect it early game. He rushes Revolver often.
Yeah,
it'll be
it's
small.
it's going to make his already shitty early game even slightly shittier. So
Mm-hmm. So, let's talk about Oriana, okay? I like Oriana very much.
that's that's nice.
It's more readability is always good. You know,
Yeah.
helps you.
It's for
Yeah, I've
people you
actually
know. It's
I
for
remember
people
actually
like
when I
us.
was. I
Okay.
tried playing Oriana a while ago, and I was like, "How far? What is the range on?" Just being able to know the ranges is nice.
Yeah.
So,
Pantheon fixed a bug where Spear Shot was not scaling with bonus critical damage when hitting an enemy below 15% HP.
Because we build Infinity Edge on Pantheon all the time.
I never
but
actually encountered that.
Theoretically speaking, if you're running at least 21 in offense, where you have the
but the executioner
lethality.
and
Oh, yeah.
lethality,
Oh wow,
lethality.
that could actually come into play a lot then.
Because plus 10% extra crit damage, that could theoretically come into play.
What?
it's called execution.
I want this bug.
Oh, lethality, that one.
No,
Oh,
But
yeah,
Havoc
lethality.
oh, that
or
one.
2 increases your crit strike damage. I think it's Havoc.
Yeah, no,
Just having-
no, no. It's lethality. Lethality you need 2 points, and lethality gives you plus 10%
Yeah,
extra
that's
crit
right.
damage on melee champions, and then after that you have a thing which gives you attack speed for 2 seconds after.
I honestly
Whenever-
don't even know. I honestly don't even know whether that critical strike thing applies to spear shot and not just auto attacks.
Well, it will now.
Yeah, it
because
will
they
now.
just fixed the bug.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to, but it wasn't. So that's
Oh,
So
sorry, I
now-
read this incorrectly. Whoops.
Yeah, so now Pantheon will be able to add extra crit damage onto his spear strike.
Right.
yeah.
And Riven's broken wings are now just broken wings.
Yeah,
Oh.
Not quite as broken.
not quite as broken.
How did you get more than 3 strikes with
I don't
that?
know. I never
Well,
saw that,
there's-
but that sounded cool as hell.
Basically, like I have a programmable keyboard and I just input Q every like 0.001 seconds, like infinitely for 3 seconds, and then she flies for like
Huh.
8 times, and it's really funny.
That's a little
Um,
broken.
Calvin,
Awesome.
why are you such a scumbag?
No, I can't do it. I mean, like I don't turn it on when I actually play, but like it's funny to watch. Like it's not practical at all.
He spams OPs. He uses broken wings.
Broken
Next, you're gonna
broken
tell me you're
wings.
using all of Rengar's bugs.
It's not.
He like punches puppies and jaywalks in his spare time.
Oh, absolutely, and steal candy from babies. I also know how to kill myself. Okay, breaking news: you can kill yourself as Nidalee and get your legendary gold for yourself. Just saying.
What?
What?
Yeah.
You need to file a bug report in the
Do you, like-
League of Legends.
No.
Punch yourself
No,
as a-
that's how
Yeah,
his
that's fine.
Italy is so strong. He's constantly
I
killing
want to
himself
hear
after
about
10
this
kills.
off stream.
Yeah,
I want to hear about this too.
I'll talk about this off stream. Anyway, let's
I
continue.
want. Hold on. Here's what I want, Sifu. I want you to let me make the video of you doing this, so I get all the views.
that
So I
would
get
be
all
cool.
the ad revenue. I'll
That would
split you
make sense.
half of that video's ad revenue.
That makes sense. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Okay. So anyway, Shen.
Shen bug
Shen.
fix.
Oh boy.
Yeah, boy.
It's
Pretty
No,
bad.
Siobhan is what we're really interested.
Yeah,
let's
let's
be
get down
real.
to
Yeah.
Shy.
Who plays Siobhan?
I don't
here?
play Teggy DPS champion.
We
I play
get
just bad things happen.
sub-
I don't
I
play
couldn't
Shiv
concede.
either.
I used to jungle her a lot, and these changes.
jungle?
When you'd sit in the middle of the map all the time.
Oh
and
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
You
I call
kill
that
those.
drive-by.
You pretend there's neutral minions in there sometimes, and
And then
no, but these changes are really going to help her out quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
I jungle all the time. If by definition jungling is just killing in feed over and over. The jungle. Yeah, just
Farming
killing
jungle minions.
farming in feeds.
Okay,
Farming.
so the flame buff no longer reduces armor though.
No.
Nope.
Start at number 1. Start her.
Oh yes, the passive is really
Passive.
important.
Oh sorry,
Yeah.
I just saw
So-
that and I was a little sad.
The passive really helps her early game.
Yeah, actually getting
Okay.
like 5 free armor and MR before 6. That's pretty nice.
That is
Right.
really useful.
hmm Especially, I mean, she's meant to be tankier than most melee DPS, so that really kind of accentuates it. And it's, like 5 is quite a bit in the early fight too, just because.
Yeah.
So that's a good buff for her. Onto like flame breath, I guess. I don't quite understand what's going on here, but
Okay,
With
so-
Flame Breath, they made it a little bit weaker, and it no longer shreds armor, but whenever she hits someone,
it does 2%.
it does 2% max health. So you can Q that and hit 4% max health with one Q.
I see. That makes sense.
It also
That's almost like a combo
also
auto-attack with Breaker.
unulted flame breath, like without an ult, it's now AoE, so it'll like it's a line.
Yeah, it
it's a
goes
line
through
AoE
things now,
push shot.
too.
Right.
So that's another buff.
that's a lot
too.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Also, I don't think the 15 armor reduction is that like in the first place was really noticeable. I mean, for some reason, Xin Zhao's is a bit more impactful.
Yeah.
It's more impactful. But because you had to, it was a linear skill shot collision. I mean, you couldn't tag multiple people with it, or you couldn't. You
yeah,
know,
but
isolate-
I think the reason they removed it is because it's a linear skill shot that now
right.
is
Yeah, it doesn't
AoE.
make sense. It's really. I mean, like if you do not hit the right target, you're just gonna be like.
if they had kept that 15% armor reduction and made it AoE, that would have been ridiculous. Like that would have been really really powerful. Like
yeah,
that's Jarvan Q
AoE
right there.
15. Yeah, that is a Jarvan Q pretty much.
Right. Except you don't have to land a Q. Wow. Anyway, it seems like a buff in that sense because I guess it does. What is it? Magic damage? On hit magic damage. Yes.
Yeah.
So and her
Uh-huh.
her burnout also does a little bit of magic damage. So you could see some hybrid runes.
It did something interesting to it. They increased the debuff duration, but they decreased the damage per hit late
Right.
game. So
So we could see some more, I guess, hybrid builds because she does have magic damage in her kit.
Hybrid runes are really
Hybrid
strong on her.
okay, hybrid runes. Yes, I can
Yeah.
see.
Hybrid runes.
Hybrid runes
Um,
are really great on her.
So yeah, I believe burnout does magic damage, but it scales
It
on
does.
physical. Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see
So-
hybrid
And
runes in her.
then
So hybrid runes. And her
Her
ult.
ult.
Oh, it's great. Her ult is
Yeah,
great.
getting
Dragon's
so
Ascent.
much more fury now.
Yes.
So we don't have to sit there like, I have a 80-second cooldown at the end of the game in Dominion.
Mhm. I'm really gonna have to play her actually tonight to see where this goes, and hopefully we'll if you guys see me kind of figure it out. But I did like I mentioned earlier, I did see someone really bad in one of my games play her and not go negative, so that is a plus. That is yeah. But yeah, so the ultimate lets her stay in late game team fights as a dragon much longer, and so she's much more prevalent in the fight.
Yeah,
as
she'll
opposed
also
to-
have her dragon form up for more team fights
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Being human really sucks.
It does.
Why would you be human
like
or half
wha-
dragon?
wha- who wants to be human anyway?
Yeah, it's not
Pinocchio.
He does want to be a real boy.
Done. Okay, Thresh.
I don't want to talk about
this is
Thresh.
Just
No, he's still
this
bad
is
on
nothing.
Dominion.
That's not
it's
even a
tooltip
change.
change.
He's
That's-
literally like bottom 2 champions.
That's
with
for-
Aatrox.
that
It's
is
a
for-
tooltip update.
No, the bottom champion is Gangplank. I will not have you put.
No, Gangplank
Aatrox
is the
can dive
best.
and be a soak.
Gangplank? No, that's Gayplank. It's not Gay. At least
Oh.
Aatrox does damage.
He does.
What?
Maybe we're bisexual.
You
I
mean
don't know.
he does? Yeah, Aatrox does damage to himself.
Aatrox,
Damage done.
Aatrox at least has a hard CC.
Ooh, yeah.
Gangplank has a CC reduction. So
Aatrox
yeah.
has 2 CCs actually. He has the AoE knockup, and he has like the pretty big AoE slow too.
I've never landed that slow.
You're bad, and you should feel bad.
It's so bad. Like
kinda
you can't,
slow.
you can never throw it at max range. Never. It's just the way
Well,
skill.
I mean that's why you walk up to someone, throw it, so you can just. Stay
Oh yeah,
in
but I
range
mean,
to
if you're
throw
trying to
yourself faster.
like finish someone off with it, you might as well just walk away. There's no chance you can hit that thing.
Just close your eyes.
You know, the
and
funny
click
thing
around.
about Aatrox is like half of the Aatrox I've seen have gone just straight AP.
Yeah, they've been going for the burst because his ult is so strong.
Actually, let me correct that. About 80% of the Aatroxes I've seen have gone AP.
It's because if you build AD, his W recoil damage scales on bonus AD. Like
Wait, what? Really?
Great, yeah, great
Really?
champion design, Riot. Yeah,
Oh, I have to see the
Yeah.
X.
Yeah,
it scales with your bonus AD, the recoil. Like
So
how
you
I
kill
fucked
yourself
up-
faster when you build more AD.
Exactly, it's fucking
because you
retarded.
deal more damage.
Exactly to yourself.
That's what the?
I know, who the hell thought about that,
25%
right?
of your AD.
That makes a
Who
lot.
the hell thought that would be? No wonder I was dying so fast.
Yeah, you can't turn on blood price ever
No.
in Dominion.
Like-
I was wondering about that. I was like, why am I dying so quickly late game when I have so much life steal?
But then you can't turn it on because the healing is gimped on Dominion anyway. So you
Yeah,
might as well,
you
just
might as
have
well
nothing.
not level W.
Yeah. But if you,
Oh,
but if you
that's
level
another
another-
mistake I made. I looked at the damage on a type, and I was like, hey, I want to max that first
Yeah.
for the hell of it.
Honestly, it's really weird on the champion. Because if you do like, if you build tanky, you kill yourself by casting your abilities,
Yeah.
or attacking people, or just being
You
alive.
have to build damage on Aatrox.
Yeah, you have to build damage because you're not going to do any if you're just going to
You
kill
just
yourself.
go out in a blaze of glory. That's what you have
Like
to do.
his ult should cost half of his health to cast or something. That would make him with the
They
rest
need
of his
to make
kit.
it percentage and then make it half his health, and that'll be worth.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
actually want to see a champ use the belly drum mechanic. Like, if you don't know,
Eat half your health for a massive stat boost.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that would be pretty
And
cool.
That would be amazing. It's like, just you nuke the shit out of yourself.
Is
But
that
you
like
become-
Pokemon or something?
Yeah, that
It
is a
is.
Pokemon
Yeah.
move. That is
Oh,
actually.
I think it was like Poliwhirl that had it.
There's a few.
But the
Makuhita.
best belly drum build I've ever played with was a Belizard or just Charizard with belly drum. you belly,
Oh,
you
that makes
belly
sense.
drum, and like, or you substitute and you belly drum. Now you're at 25% health, so your passive, or so your ability kicks in, gets you
Oh, you're in
30% more
Blaze.
fire damage, and then you have like +6 attack, so it's like ×4 damage. And just like fire punch and
delicious.
earthquake everything.
Charcoal? Yes, no?
No. You go with like.
You could even go with like a Patea berry to raise your spell, or you're
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
physical attack.
Oh, wow.
You're
yeah.
doing physical attack.
Use
So you
berry,
could probably-
Salic, speed.
Salic berry, yeah, that's the one.
Oh, the Virgin is very strong.
Shoutouts to Pokemon Breakdown. What? How do we get to Atrox and Charizard?
You're
What's
talking
going
about-
on? Twitch.
That's
Back to
DD chat
Twitch.
for you. We always get back to Pokemon.
It always goes back to Pokemon.
Okay, so Twitch.
You could revive while stealth, bug fix.
Yeah.
You see here, Vayne stealth from final hour now properly being broken upon launch base attack. I like this because there's not those extended stealth games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever actually seen this. Strangely enough, either that I
Anything to kill BB Pop faster. I'll do.
Yeah. Anything to get BB Pop on the ground.
haters.
Zach fixed a bug where aiming could preemptively break the target's spell shields. That's a great bug fix because
Awesome.
I
Push
didn't
Q,
actually know
don't
that was a
let go.
thing, but that would
That
be
is
awful.
awesome. That is totally
That's really
awesome.
funny.
Spell shield just leaves because it knows what's coming. I'm not getting hit by that. Bye.
Ziggs buffs, yay!
Yeah, Ziggs buffs.
Buffs. Yeah.
The Satchel Charge is actually a pretty good buff,
That's a definite buff.
especially with the cooldown on cast.
First of all, they made
and not
they
detonate.
made it faster. They
Yeah.
made it faster again. They increased its blast range, and they made it faster. Like, come on, like this is.
It already goes pretty fast.
It's pretty fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never had a problem landing satchel charge. Like,
Not at all.
I like the cooldown now starts when cast, not when it detonates. That's
oh
really
yeah,
good.
Right.
that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
very
It's like
useful.
once again, you don't feel bad for holding on to it and you know, like maybe waiting for people to walk over. Now you
Oh,
can
yeah.
just leave it. There's a zoning tool. Yay.
Right. So that's gonna give him a little bit of, I guess, utility and more mobility in the team fights. And
Yeah,
stuff.
because like what I would do with like him on ARAM is like I just throw a satchel charge down. Like people don't look like they're gonna walk over. I just detonate it because why am I wasting cooldown? Like it's stupid. So that
Yeah.
like it being able to just leave it there and still have the cooldown reduction means I don't have to make that hard choice. Just like he can
Pop
do
it
his
right
zoning
away,
thing
don't
better.
Keep it.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
actually.
dude, ARAM Zig problems, dude.
Hey,
I really feel. For you.
I got bored of ARAM. Like I seriously got bored of ARAM after like a month or two of playing it.
I played like 9 games.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
make an account with only Nidalee and only play Nidalee on that account.
Oh,
That'd be really
like half of BPB is way ahead of you on that Sifu.
This is why I wish that ARAM was true random. It randomed you into a champion regardless of if you owned it or not.
I
and there could be as
agree.
many duplicates as possible. I want 10 Sivers. in one game.
That would be awesome.
No. What you want is like you want like 10 Shakos or something.
God.
20
Wait,
Shakos.
let's get 10 characters that don't have poke. 10 Alistars.
Let me
Dear
show you a
Lord.
magic trick, and then he just fucking pops into like 20 Shakos everywhere.
Oh, 10 Teemos just be the field of dreams. No one leaves their base.
We aced them, guys. Let's go get their Nexus. Ace. Well, shit. Never mind. Too many mushrooms.
We can't get back to the other side of the map.
Oh
Get
god,
one
that-
guy,
I
just one of them
actually
builds
played
all
an ARAM.
MR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's I played an ARAM once, and Dynov got Teemo, and he literally had 20 shrooms in the space of about like a 1,000 range, like right behind our minion wave. He had like 20 shrooms there, and I was playing Gragas. So what I did is wait until they got close to the thing. I just threw my barrel and blew like 3 people into the middle of like 20 shrooms.
Oh no.
And they tried
Field of
running
dreams.
away, and they kept walking over more. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever done.
This is
You
why
know what's-
everyone needs to run LoL replay forever.
Oh yeah.
So
You know
good.
what sucks here is when you blitz
We
pull
purposely
somebody-
dragged out the game because we were like hard winning. We're like we were on Skype and we're like we kind of want them to run in these shrooms. So we tried like baiting them backwards, but they weren't falling for it. They're too afraid to move forwards. So eventually I was like fuck it, I'm Gragas. Eat shrooms, bitches.
Alright. General
General
champion stuff.
champion.
We are done with the champions, which is always the most grueling part of these things for me. Certain abilities no longer proc Tear the Goddess and Sheen and other things like that. Elise's form changed, Nidalee's Cougar,
Oh,
Jace
no.
Hammer.
Wait,
no,
Elisa's
Jace
spider
couldn't-
form proc Sheen, really?
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've gotten Lichbane on Elise, but I was not aware of this fact.
Yep.
Oh, I guess
Well,
like, you don't really
that's
notice
nerfed
it.
to something which I had no idea existed.
Yeah.
That's. Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, if you didn't notice it, then technically it shouldn't have. It's not gonna.
Okay, so for Dominion, this shouldn't actually change anything except for
Except for noobs like
except for
SifuCalvin,
Parker's
who
shitty Smurf tier in the
Bad,
lead.
yeah,
Except
bad
people that,
build
for
tier.
whatever reason, want to put Manamune on Jace. I've seen that, and
Yeah.
it's just sad.
I mean, yeah, that'll happen. And also those noobs like SifuCalvin who build Trinity Force Jays, and they want
Yeah.
that. They need that Sheen proc from the Mercury Hammer.
Gosh.
Or the cleaver, you know.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's really not. It's significant.
It
at all.
doesn't affect Dominion at all.
hit delay normalization.
I was not aware that Brand's Pillar Flame had a variable hit time.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why
So-
why would it be variable?
Remember when they did the Cho'Gath rupture change? Like apparently his rupture had like a huge delay, like where like it could like hit really fast, or it was sort of random when it would hit.
Oh,
It was
really?
like a
So it was just-
0.5. It was a very subtle difference, but it was there.
Yeah,
Oh, really? So
So just-
it would go up or down depending on like when you got just random.
it was just random. It was random.
Yeah.
Like the time between when it was cast and when it would pop, or like when it was supposed to pop, there was a sort of small window, like a
Oh.
point something second window where like it could pop at any point in that window, and
I
it just
see.
normalized went to always be 0.625 seconds.
Oh,
Like
you know
Brand's
what?
Pillar used to be able to go to 0.675. Like I think that was the limit of how high it went. So
Yeah,
it could
it's-
be really
was a
low
really-
or really high. But
It was a
it's very
small variable,
small
but it was a
difference.
variable nonetheless, and like
Uh,
so it
yeah.
could screw you over if you were trying to like say pop someone right as their Zanyas ran out, or like hit Pantheon right as his
Right.
Brand Skyfall. Because
Oh.
I've done both these things with Brand Pillar. You know, it's like people come out of being invulnerable and I just boom Pillar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You guys are just so rude to each other.
I know. Well, they both said sorry afterwards, and they're like, "Yo, you go ahead."
No, it's just I was just reading the stuff, on the thing. Anyway, exhaust. We used it on CC Immune Champion. It only displays can't be slowed. That's just a display.
More screen text.
thingamajig thing.
Yay.
Yay. Summoners that disconnect while CC'd will now properly run back to base as opposed to standing around. That's good.
Ooh, lingering
Yeah.
around and
I
then
like
going back to
that.
it.
So you're still screwed. You're slightly less screwed because
Oh, no, you
there's
can
a
get away
chance they will
sometimes.
feed less.
You'll
Yeah.
run away, actually.
Like 20%
Because
of the time
AI
you get away.
Like there's a
A little bit
small
smarter.
chance they will not actually feed that death to the enemy team. Yay.
So basically, your disconnect AI is gonna go from beginner to intermediate, which is not, which is like nothing at all. You're still gonna die.
guys,
Dude,
look.
there's a noticeable difference between beginner bots and intermediate bots.
Oh yeah,
This is
you
coming
tried to
from someone.
you tried to stun that intermediate Jax and tell me how fast he cleanses out of it.
Freaking
I hate it. Bots running cleanse.
It's
the
Yeah.
instant.
like, hey, I exhausted
Korean
them. No, I didn't. It's like,
Oh, I
I-
have to send you guys a LoL replay of Taehyun hacking. I swear to God, he had like insta cleanse on because there's
God,
no,
I
there's
had to
no
hear
clean
this.
in the world that could have done that.
Taehyun is better than you. End of story.
I had
You
to
should have
hear
seen it,
him
though.
rage
You
about
should have
this
seen
for so
Yeah, I
long.
was impressed with Taehyun's cleanse times. I have to admit, I was like, dude, you use QSS 100 times better than I've ever even thought
That
of.
was like so
He was-
Korean.
He
It was unreal.
well, he is Korean, so
I
he
know.
has it going for him.
Mhm.
Koreans using
Oracle's
hacking.
extract actually gets attention.
Oh yes.
Unfortunately,
I would-
it's a nerf.
Yeah,
They're reducing the detection radius, but we're running sweeper and stuff anyway.
it doesn't even matter. It's a
No.
useless
But-
item.
Ooh, people buy Oracle?
Hold on.
That was
There's
where
a
is this?
second thing that I really like, though. Now displays the radius of the detection effect to the buff player. I'm actually really happy about that because
Yeah,
That's
that's
useful.
that's really good.
sometimes, depending upon where you are on the map or where you are like zoomed in, just like map angle and stuff like that,
Mhm.
sometimes I was kind of iffy on the actual edge of it. So that's something
What
that people
I'm
like me
going
enjoy.
to assume they made it so Oracle's extract does not expire on death.
Because
Maybe
they did that with Elixir.
doesn't say it for extract though.
Yeah.
Completely off topic. I wish they fixed the.
Spent so much time steering it back.
I wish they fixed
All that
it. It's just
effort
because
wasted.
the radius or the range of certain things on Dominion. If you guys notice, sometimes on the is the right side purple side? Yeah, right side.
Yeah.
Anyway, right side. The at the top entrance, the laser will actually hit you in a certain spot, like even on the first what do you call it, step, I guess.
Yeah,
And-
I've had that
and
happen to me.
As opposed to any of the other ones, they're pretty.
I was not aware of this fact.
Yeah,
It's just
top
the one
spot's
entrance at
notorious.
the top. Like if you hit it at the wrong angle at the wrong spot, it'll just zap you, and it really sucks.
That
Even if you
sounds
like just step onto it, like you know how you can normally
Yeah.
step on the first big
Yeah, you
stone
could
and be
definitely
okay.
step on the first one. Yeah,
That one doesn't. It fucking
yeah,
hates you.
it'll zap you.
I'm
And,
actually. This is a bug report that needs to be filed.
if you're not
After
aware
the
of
YouTube
it,
video gets made. YouTube video first, bug report later.
if nobody
Uh.
knows about this yet, you have no testicles. Just that you need to
I
dive
hate-
more.
No fear.
Dude, Calvin, I play coward champions. I play ranged casters. I'm not.
You can dive with them. Come on.
Dude,
Yeah.
I value my life more than I value being a dick and tower diving people. Because I'm a coward like that.
All
So-
right.
Tier, Monamune, and Archangels.
There we
I think
go.
this is a summoners only because we have specific tier, Monamune, and Archangels on Dominion.
Yep.
Yes.
So this doesn't affect us at all.
But look at Black Cleaver.
I knew Cleaver was good on Jarvan, and everyone said, "No, you're stupid, Fancy." I said, "It's good, believe me."
Wait, how did it? What did Jarvan just
His-
apply
his
double
His
stack?
passive. His passive.
passive
So
plus
if
Oh,
his
it's applied
passive
double
was proc on
stack. Oh, I
someone,
didn't
it
know
would actually.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
instant
didn't know that.
two-stack.
Also, wasn't it like doesn't Wukong just spam Cleaver stacks and Talon doesn't he throw down like 3 with a rake?
Well, no. Talon is just 2 with the rake, and
Yeah.
and Wukong is just 2 every second.
Here's the
as-
thing
it
with
hits every
Talon.
second.
It's not his rake that applies that you use to apply cleaver. It's his Q because
His
it's a
Q.
physical dot.
Yeah,
So you
it's a
Q
physical
someone
dot.
once,
Yeah,
and they're
and then that's
instantly
it.
at max. Like if
Yeah.
you Q someone once with cleaver, they're instantly at max stacks.
Although I would advocate to people watching or listening to not build cleaver and
Agreed.
generally build Yodas.
You
Ghostblades.
generally should go with like Ghostblade, Last Whisper, unless the enemy team is stacking mad armor. At which point you add a cleaver to your build. and then
Right.
just
Emphasis
fire
on the
Afterwards.
add as in
Add.
Yes,
after.
add.
After your
Yeah.
last whisper.
I have an image for you guys. But continue. I will show you in a moment.
Okay, Mom Malmortius. This is just like buffs.
This happened earlier today, and I lost this game.
It is buffs across the board.
No word on cost change though.
Okay, let's see. More damage, more magic resist, a more consistent passive, less damage on the passive, but the overall AD it's the same. So it's a overall damage buff, and bug fix that I don't really care about.
What? Look, click on that link.
Oh no way, that's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, Ma
where?
got a lot stronger.
Yeah,
It is very, very useful.
So if your
It's-
Hex Drinker's on cooldown,
it's much better.
That's interesting.
Well,
Sifu, do you even know how to round, bro?
bro.
That's not
Yes.
90k. That's 83k.
Whoa. What?
Mhm.
What are you talking about? Damn. What? What are you looking
Damage
at?
dealt to
Oh,
champions.
he's looking at your screenshot.
Yeah, it's 87.
But the damage dealt to champions, man, is only 50k.
What are you talking about?
What?
No,
Shifu.
No, he's the green
Green
talent.
talent.
The
I'm the
other
green-
wait, the other Talon?
the one with 39
Yeah,
kills.
He's the one with 39 kills.
Seafood,
Oh,
why you know use
that's
graph?
still not 90k. That's 87. You're still bad at math.
Close
Why
enough.
you know use graph?
Round it to the
I
nearest
don't,
hundredth.
I don't like looking at.
100,000.
I like looking at numbers, like digital over analyzing.
I like this screen a lot better than the other one. The graph is just better for on stream. I prefer grid if I'm taking screenshots like this.
Yeah.
Although what you do is you scroll that right bar all the way down
Mhm.
because the top like total objective and score and points captured usually don't matter that much, but the rest of the stuff
Yeah.
that's down below you can't
As
see.
long as
does.
you know your kills and your damage to the champions, nothing else
Yeah,
matters.
that's all that
The other
matters.
stuff's fun to see.
Anyway,
Graveyard. Hero.
I like to talk about the Mal Malmortius thing.
Yeah, go for it.
So the attack damage getting increased. This is really important, and the MR, I guess, is Tech Shrinker is a great item on bruisers and generally bruisers, not AD carries and the squishier types because they need to build the damage. But what the problem was once you built Hex Shrinker is good. Actually, Hex Shrinker is great. Mob Malmorning sucked.
It wasn't worth it.
It sucked.
It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, you don't upgrade them all until like late game when you've got all your other stuff out of the way.
Now that like the upfront stats are coming sooner, it's really good. And the fact, I mean, what you have to do before with the item is if you're fighting a mage for say bottom and a 1v1, you have to get them to burst you all the way down and then use your cooldowns and start fighting them. And then it's a really risky way to play. And then it's a really not hard to use item efficiently. So now that it has like actual stats on it, it's much better for bruisers. So I'm happy.
Yeah, it's a good fix.
So they
That's a really
fixed
good way to
all.
put it.
So they fixed the stasive axes too, apparently.
Yeah, on Wooglets.
Oh, so is this the double Riven ult bug I've been hearing about, and they just
Yes.
fixed everything else along those lines?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because that really needs to be fixed.
AP Riven OP.
Yeah. I used to build Zonias on Riven just for the hell of it, because I was so fed and unbeatable. I'd
Here
sit
we
there
go.
and hit them, and then just ult when they tried to focus me,
This
and I'm
is-
like,
this
or
is
not
where this is at.
Zonias.
Maps, Summer's Rift, some changes that I'm not that worried about. Twisted Tree Line, whatever, Singe, that's great. Crystal Scar,
None of you talk. It's all me.
go.
Go ahead.
Cassadin. Kassad.
Can you spell it?
So, well, I just like to start out by saying I am a cast spammer, and I'm coming out right now. And
I see
someday.
through.
Oh, you're only just now coming
my
out.
name is Calvin. Anyway,
Could you give us
Calvin, I have a
address,
problem.
please? Address,
Yeah, right.
mailing address, location.
I want to send you lots of cuddles.
Drive. Anyway, so Cassadin, obviously an OP champion, pre-nerf. Right now, I'll just give you my general consensus. I have played like 400 plus games of this champion. I played him since beta. I am the original cast bitch. Has to be castle. That's it. And so what do I think of this?
Castle.
Oh yeah, I'm.
Wait, maybe I have it confused with casserole. I'm hungry.
Castle can
Real
fix that.
hungry.
He'll just force fart all over your face. Anyway, so the cooldown. What the major things to talk about here are the range is an important thing, but I'll talk about that later. I'll go in order. The cooldown going up by 2 seconds on each level is super significant. Now we're all used to hating Cassadin for being able to slip away with sub 20 health every time, and you just get really mad. And then he just comes back and kills you in 2 seconds because of his mobility. Now, he won't have the cooldown to be able to escape you, especially the more persistent pursuing champions. And you really have to play more carefully as Cassadin to manage your cooldowns, and effectively it also reduces his DPS.
So what I'm hearing is that my playstyle with Cassadin is completely untouched because I play like a bitch regardless.
Probably, yeah.
Half plays very defensive and only jumps in when he knows he's going to deal a lot of damage and be able to get out.
Another problem is though with the cooldown, it's before the 2 seconds, the reduced. If you actually use your rift walks in the right places and manage to get to the locations you need to, your rift walk will be up. But now that there's like a little discrepancy in the time, you don't know if your rift walk's going to be.
Yeah, you want to hold on to rift walk
fight.
more often now.
So you're maybe not going to want to traverse as much, therefore reducing your mobility a lot. And I'm talking about a lot. And this is not even talking about the walls he cannot jump anymore.
Oh, I'm actually interested in this part. This is what I'm interested in.
Go ahead,
Which
Sifu.
walls has he lost to go
Okay.
to?
Do you have a
so
map
there's-
in MS Paint? Could you like
Yes.
make a map
Here,
real quick?
here. I got
Necrogen
it.
Give me
already
the
has
template.
one.
Give me a template.
Necrogen already has a map on his guide thingy. Let me see if I can find
Oh,
Of
it.
does
new
it?
Cass?
No,
Okay.
old cast.
Both casts.
Does anyone have Necrogen's the noob Dominion guide thing?
Yeah, if any of you have a map, I will just.
Oh, here we go.
I'll number
Painkiller's
it.
list
I'll do
of
everything.
Painkiller's list of Dominion guides. So
Just get me an image so I can
Excellent.
put it up on the screen for the viewers.
Right. Yeah. I'll explain what he can do. I'll tell you guys right now that there's only 2 walls he lost the ability to jump. Actually, 3 walls. 4 if you count like the symmetry on both sides. Well, I guess that's 3 then. Still, yeah, 3.
Is it 3 or
Major
4?
walls, yes. So 3. My mistake. So 1 is obviously the Nexus Crystal one, which is the most broken wall to jump, and takes a fair amount of practice to actually be able to do it. And to do it super properly, so you end up in the right spot. You just fly up to top like faster than. So where's this map? Oh, there.
It's type hit Control F and type in Cassidon only.
Cassidon only. Oh, okay.
Why did I zoom in earlier? What the hell?
Right. Okay. So so Nexus Pit. Let's talk about this. So if we go in order, I guess, right? The Nexus Pit, we cannot jump that anymore. You'll realize, it says 700 to 600. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think it's 700 to like 550 or something, because it just feels really, really short in some circumstance. Maybe I'm not used to it. But
no, actually, I know the feeling, because when they nerfed Oriana, like the first nerf after, like,
can a moon reach anything with his ult anymore? Gosh.
Oh man.
Yeah, like the first Oriana change, when they like removed 100 range from her ball, like that felt like 200 or 300 range. I was like, holy shit. So yeah, like 100 range is significant.
Right. So if you're currently looking at it, the major ones that he cannot jump anymore are the Nexus Pits. The number 1, obviously, it's the most prominent one, and that's the one that makes you a good Cassidon. There is let me see, bot lane speed shrine wall. Is this what it's called? Yes, bot lane speed shrine wall. The one where there's like a little mining thing. And
You mean like?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
You mean jumping from the speed shrine towards the
speed
storm
shrine
relics?
to the storm. Yes. That one.
Yeah.
The problem is, so what happens now is you can't jump the full distance.
Which
but
map
what
are you guys
can
looking
do-
at?
Does it will you fail the jump, or will it
Yes,
just
you will
displace you to
fail.
the side?
You cannot do it.
So it won't
Yes.
displace you to the side or
What is this
anything.
picture?
No, you'll just like stand still or something really dumb like that. So what you're gonna have to do in those cases is
Do a shorter
to
jump.
the sides, to the left or to the right, where you notice that.
You can still
small
cover a lot of
distance.
distance real fast.
Right,
You just can't
yeah,
make
that's-
bullshit.
right.
You just can't do like the bullshit jump.
Right,
anymore.
exactly. So you can't go from top to bottom in like 3 seconds or bottom to top.
But
in that
where
sense.
is this picture?
Click the link in my comment in
Control,
Skype, and then
Cassidon.
just
Yeah.
Control Find Cassidon only.
Cassidon only.
I'll take you straight to the screenshots.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
the first one was number 1, Nexus Pit.
Okay, let me open all these,
all the tabs. Yeah,
and then we'll just go down them real quick, and you'll say yes or no.
right.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of these. How many walls? There's so many walls.
There's way too many walls. There's 19.
Wall. Dude,
Dominion has
Poppy and Vane
real
love this
wall.
map.
Yeah,
Oh,
but Dominion has way too many walls. Even not walls are walls.
I actually
Top
think
point
number,
wall with no screenshot. That's
I think number of walls is actually fine. Like, as Poppy, you still have to be like, you still have to set that up, and the enemy can still react to it. Like, it's not overbearing.
Yeah, no.
It's just you actually have
it's a fair
chances
amount.
to do wall slams and wall stuns.
okay.
Right.
All right, let me.
So what's
You're
the
fighting it.
third one, Sifu?
Okay, so Gandair,
You guys are gonna have to like recap me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at
Could you
the first one now.
Can you just pull out number 1, number 6, and number 9? Oh no, sorry. Number 1, number 9, and number 8 are the
Okay.
3 that you cannot jump anymore.
1, 9, and 8. So this is 1.
Yeah,
One,
those are
two,
the three I was.
three,
Those are
four,
actually the three I was
5,
expecting.
6.
Mm-hmm.
And
No
then
6, no 6. 1,
6?
1, 8, and 9. 1, 8, and 9.
What about 16?
8. Okay.
6.
And then which ones? What 8? 1. What after that?
I can't see this picture.
After
for some-
9?
Just 1, 8, and 9. I can't find 16 though. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay.
Just 1, 8, 9. So the
ooh,
little
that-
house
wait,
bit,
Yes, you can still jump that. Yes, you can
and
still
the
jump that.
fat
Actually,
house
that's
bit with
actually
the
not the
pit,
one I was thinking of.
and then the Nexus base.
No, I know which one you're. The rocks, right? You're talking about the rocks.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
huge
rocks.
Yeah, you can still do that depending on where you're staying. So that's still possible. I'm trying to find that one. I can't. It's not here, is it? So
It's
1, 9,
not
and
on
8.
here.
Yeah, 1, 9, and 8 are not possible, but by no means any angle from Nexus Pit number 1 or by Nexus Lane Wall number 9. There's absolutely no way you can clear that anymore. It's like it shows that you can.
Okay,
but I've
I thought
tried
it was
so
that
many
one.
times. Yeah,
Yeah,
next.
this
But the one half-hearted is talking about is a really big one in terms of Kassadin mobility as well, and other champions like Shaco and Ezreal actually to traverse with their jump skills.
Wait, Ezreal can hop that one, really?
Yeah, depending on where you're standing.
Jesus. Oh
Yeah.
no, he can't do the full thing.
No, he can't do the full thing, but he, like if
Nexus
you get to
pit
the
jump
corner,
seems like that would be hilarious, though. I'm glad that doesn't work. I
Oh.
never actually saw that.
So Ezreal can clear the smallest part of that. That's really
Yeah.
big.
it's pretty big. It gives him like 600-700 distance.
I was not aware that Ezreal could clear that.
It's pretty significant if you do it right. But anyway, so yeah, they all have the 50 and over principle. So obviously they can do these broken ass things. Anyway, so those are the main changes. But what I wanted to say is that I personally, after playing 400 Kassadin games, after this change, I don't think he's worth a ban. I mean, like no, I'm serious. I don't think he's worth a permaban on even the upcoming Curse tournament. I think he's a tier 1 champion under Nidalee, Jason, Kha'Zix now. I'm fully serious because
Are you really sure about that?
I'm serious.
I'm scared.
Are you? Wait,
You-
Sifu, are you giving me? Are you giving me the
I'm giving you
okay
the
to
go.
spam?
I'm giving you the go. Yeah, I'm giving you.
You
the
were
go.
giving us the
Use-
okay.
If I know I'm going up against you in solo queue, you
can
would
do
be
it.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm fine.
All right then, I'm gonna start practicing Kassadin now.
Let's
Ladies
all
and
play
gentlemen, you
Kassadin.
heard it here first. We are allowed to go play Kassadin in solo queue.
All right, this
Right.
week let's all stream and play Kassadin games in celebration.
20 Kassadins.
I'm going to
20
be playing
Kassadins.
Kassadin all week.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is 20 Kassadins, and we're all gonna try to jump the Nexus pit all game. That's all we're gonna do.
Just to make absolutely sure.
Yes, just to make sure. And if it happens once, then we just have to work on it forever. But yeah,
Pixel
no.
perfect, frame perfect.
Honestly, the champions that are designed to kill Kassadin, LeBlanc, Talon, Fiora, Vi, Jarvan, they're all going to be able to catch him so much easier. Even Warwick, dude, I died to a Warwick, and like, just because he had like the vision on me, and I just couldn't rift walk in time, and it was really
Used to be
sad.
really good against him.
Like you're definitely gonna have to build CDR earlier to be able to. I mean, it is only when you have 40 CDR, it's probably something like 1.5 seconds difference, or
Yeah, it's
when
like
on your
1.2
rift
or
walk.
something. Yeah,
But it's still significant. Like you'll be able to feel it. Oh,
you
I
will
feel
still
it.
feel it. Yeah.
I feel it. You're not as safe going in anymore because your escape tool is on cooldown. So you have to play like half-hearted. Pretty much.
So,
Which means you have less OP opportunities to do OP
This
stuff.
is 1 or 2 rift walks less in a 15-second period.
right.
2? 2 less?
that is a significant.
It's 1 to 2 depending upon CDR. That's a
Right.
significant amount of distance that you're not going to gain on an enemy anymore.
Right. And it's not only that, the mobility it's been cut in 2/3. One
It's
because
also
of his-
damage too. Like that is
Right,
one
it is
rift
also
walk
damage,
that you're
right.
not putting on someone.
Wait a
Right.
minute, does his buff duration still really allow stacking anymore? Did they adjust
Not
that?
early game. Early game, you cannot stack rift walk.
Unless you have
No.
a substantial amount of CDR stuff.
Yeah.
No, you literally cannot stack Riftlock anymore. It's
So you can't drop in with the rift walk bomb.
no.
You have to be
Well,
at least
early
level
game, not early
11.
game.
If you
Yeah,
spec
yeah,
utility, you can do
You have
it.
to be at least level 11 or have a very significant amount of cooldown reduction before you
That's
can start
another
stacking
thing.
rift walk.
So you're going to be forced to build Frozen Heart to be able to actually
Bullshit.
have a Rift Walk that does damage and can actually stack.
What you're gonna do? What I'm gonna
Right.
do is I'm gonna get a Roa. I'm gonna get a Black Fire Torch, and I'm gonna have cooldowns.
Not prorating that buff, I think, is what
They-
makes this like function the way it does now. Because if they had
They-
changed the
yeah.
buff time, I don't think it would have been solving as much.
Right. I think what Riot did was really, I don't know how they thought of this, but this is really, maybe Sauron gave it to them, but this is a really, really, like, good change for Kassadin, I think. He's still going to be strong. I put him tier 1 with all
So,
the champions
do you
below.
think they should nerf him more?
Mm,
Because
okay, I'm not one to ask about that, but
I love Caston. I want us to play him. I'm
Here's
biased
the
also.
problem. If you ask literally anyone else, they will say yes,
They will
he should
say
be
yes.
nerfed more.
And you're sitting here
What?
saying that you think he's okay, or at least tolerable.
I'll tell
So
you
do
the one thing
think
they
he's
could adjust.
More tolerable. If you play, I guarantee you, in 1 week, I promise you, in 1 week, people aren't going to be bitching about him.
Actually, I am somewhat inclined to like
I wanna
as
go play
Caston. When
him
I play
now.
Caston, I do feel like I don't feel like I'm so completely bullshit. I would say he's one of the champions where the impact of playing against him is bigger than when you play him.
It's a solo queue thing. If you play him in
Yeah.
a tournament, it's not nearly.
It won't be as
never
bad.
never goes nearly as well, because you're so used to doing dumb shit in solo queue, getting bad habits playing Cassidy, and then you go to play in the tournament as Cassidy, and you realize, hey, they're not just they're all clumping together. I can't assassinate anyone. I'm just gonna get counter killed,
Yeah,
counter gived or whatever, right? So, like even the 2 times in a tournament in the Dominate Dominion tournament, I actually got casted in, or I don't know, the ones that didn't actually count as like stomps. I didn't do as well as I thought I would, just because of the team play nature. So honestly, in a tournament play, I would probably let him slide over a Kassadin. I mean, over a Kha'Zix, rather, Jace and Nidalee.
yeah. I mean, with this Caston nerf, Kha'Zix is probably #1 now.
Nidalee, I think.
Oh yeah,
But
Kha'Zix
it's-
and Nidalee. Yeah,
I
Nidalee.
think a good
Nidalee
Nidalee,
is made of bullshit. Like
a
fuck
good
that.
Nidalee
Yeah.
will trump everything still
Jesus
now.
Christ, because Nidalee doesn't have to be anywhere close. She could just stay in the fog of war and never ever reveal herself.
Yeah,
and
dude, it's like the perfect half-hearted
she's
champion.
oh fuck you. Yeah, the worst thing is I don't know why, but like when I play Nidalee, I don't feel OP at all.
There's a lot of small things.
Maybe
that
you're not
come
playing
into
her
play.
well enough.
It's a lot of micro in terms
Well,
of.
I know that much, Gandair. I am fully aware of the fact that my Nidalee is not like quite OP tier. Like I am aware of
Just
that.
practice it up, man.
fact. Just scumbag it up.
Scumbag it up.
But anyway, I mean, this is a really like monumental thing in terms of Dominion, because like we've been waiting for this for a long
It's also a
time.
really big thing for League of Legends, period. For
Oh,
there to
yeah.
be map-specific
That's
stuff.
good.
This is
That is-
really
yeah.
cool, like
This is-
history.
This is the first step in a long line of patching and balancing that we've been waiting for so long.
We literally
And-
changed the entire fucking game.
Yeah.
Right.
Internet
now-
high fives, everyone.
Yes. Now, eventually, Dominion will get to that point where, in tournaments like DD, we won't have to have so many bans, and we can actually use our bans to target players and their better champions, as opposed to we have to ban these 4 champions.
Yep.
So,
What I'm really. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, I was just saying that's what I really
Yeah.
look
Well,
forward to.
I
is
don't
when the
necessarily
tournaments-
agree with that. Like, there will always be champions that must be banned. Like, if you've watched Summoner's Rift, even they have their must bans. Like,
Maybe, but
don't
I
think
think
that's
if we
the same
stick to this
level,
10% ban thing, and just add 2 more bans every 20 champs, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, that'll
Um,
still be good.
Yeah. What I'd like to add is that, I mean, what this shows is that Riot's clearly capable of making map-specific balancing changes.
I just,
And
you know what I wish I knew? I wish I knew how long this took in the back end
yeah,
for them to do.
I really don't.
from a coding
I'm
standpoint,
curious.
because
I don't. Yeah. I wouldn't think it'd be that. I don't know.
well, they have to,
about-
like, I see it as this. What if they set up the infrastructure so that there's now 4 full sets of characters in the game? There are 4 Cassidans. 3
Right.
of them happen to be the same. The one in Dominion happens to be different.
Mhm.
Like, what if that's what they did, and now they can just implement these changes whenever
On
the hell
all
they feel
maps.
like?
Yeah.
That'd
be really good.
So, like,
That is
I
fantastic.
wish I knew which way it was. I mean,
Right.
like,
Um.
or if they did something really simple and just added, like, some sort of champion-specific buff, debuff
Right.
that works with the map.
Right.
I mean, there's that way of doing it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I think that's a little. I think that interaction would be like a little bit easier to put in. Honestly.
I have no idea how they did it, but it's really cool.
I mean, give an example, like Nidalee having a trap limit on the Crystal Scar would be like super awesome. Just having like limited to like 5
Variable
traps.
trap limits depending upon your map,
variable
too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like what that wouldn't be.
This opens up the door for so many cool things.
Hang on, when you two are done here, Lurch just said that he jumped the speed shrine to up to storm buff. Is it that how you do
No.
the jump, or is it from the left to right?
I just jumped the speed trying to stall.
He jumps the full thing.
There's the full thing.
I've played Cass, and I can tell you before, like before this change, he was definitely capable of doing the full jump.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
So from left to right?
Did Lurch do the full jump? Or
No,
did he do this, like-
from top to bottom, not left to right or right to left.
No, no.
It's the vertical.
Read the
Speed
comment.
shrine.
Lurch claims
I
Speed
just
he
jumped the
just
speed shrine to perform.
Lurch claims that he just jumps to the full wall.
He went
Really?
from speed shrine into the bush.
Hold on, let me. I'm on raid call with them right now. I'm just gonna ask. Yo, guys, did Lurch actually just do that? The full distance?
He's-
No. Oh, you could do the speed shrine up but not down? I tried this, dude. It didn't work for me. Maybe you guys are doing it
touching
better.
the wall, because
That's
that's a big
easy.
thing that I've noticed when I was playing him on PvE.
Huh.
Is you really need to be hugging your walls when you try to jump them now.
Yeah. So apparently, I don't know. That's really bugged. Apparently, you can go from the bottom up and not top down.
Apparently,
Interesting.
breaking news: SifuCalvin is bad at casting.
Yeah.
Lurch confirmed 8% better Cassidon than Sifu.
Yeah. I mean, literally, it could be 8%. That is like a huge thing if you're able to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you-
still
I mean,
pretty
to be able
big
to
jump.
still do that, to be able to still
Because
do that.
I actually like. I mean, I know it's just me, but I have never had any sort of problems jumping the fountain wall.
Right.
Like I've never failed a jump. Like
No,
kinda out of,
there's.
like,
I know what you're talking about, but there's like a ideal spot where you can hit it so that you end up like literally on the tip of where like the. So you're not in front of the nexus, but rather
You're
like
near the
you're
fog.
you're ready. Yeah, you're almost in the fog.
Lysandra can do that too.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
I think
I can do that with
Zach
Liz.
can
I can
actually,
do that.
or-
I've done that. I can do a thing, guys.
Yeah, you
Awesome.
can do a thing.
Whoa.
Lysandra has it easy though. Like
Yeah,
she
she's got it
can
easy.
cover like
Yeah,
1.5
well,
times
shh.
the cast.
Oh, yeah.
You can do it. So stupid.
Let me have my
But-
small things, man.
But that's really interesting. So
Oh god,
I
these
mean-
new loading screens. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
What?
oh yeah,
I haven't played
Pictures?
all day.
I want a bar, but they gave us numbers anyway.
Yeah, give me my bar back.
They want to show you everyone's summoner icon because like
Okay.
I want to show off my Chinese icon.
Here's my blue caster minion, guys.
I'm spectating Lurch.
Purple caster minion
who
or
cares?
that purple cannon minion OP.
All right. We got a couple more of these, and we can clean this up and get out of here. Game interface. What does this even do?
Oh, I see. I see.
It would,
It's basically if you were typing in
it would
chat,
still go
you could
through.
you could.
Oh, the thing where you
like,
accidentally opened everything.
Yeah, and then it'll still go. No. Basically, if you're in chat and like you're trying to tell your team you're bad or they're bad, and you want to also move at the same time, then you can do that.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
What else is there to talk
Go down
about?
to general. Load screen now has summoner icons. Progress bar
Yeah.
has been removed due to space constraints. The progress bar. No, they nerfed the strategy.
Yeah, they nerfed the progress bar.
No,
So
you don't. You
sad.
don't understand the ranked strategy that made my team absolute douchebags. We would basically load up a lot of things on our computers to use most of their resources, and they would have 4 people alt F4 at the start, and then when the first guy got to 80% on like his fucking like 1.8 gigahertz single core processor, when he finally got to like 80 something percent, the next person would log in on their overworked computer and load really slowly. And then when they got to 80%, the next person would log in. When we were in the game, we were rock freaking solid. No disconnects, no drops, no nothing like that. So like people couldn't report us for in-game stuff ever. But it's like we load so slow. Get into another game, the other team just doesn't want to play them. We're like, we can't. We're out of time. Why?
Yep.
So now what we're gonna have to do is we're just
That
gonna have to
time.
memorize the loading times based off of our ping or something like that.
Yep.
It's much harder for us to be complete bullshit.
That's hilarious.
That's genius.
Or you could just communicate. It's like, hey guys, I'm at X%. Your turn to start loading
Can
in.
you see your own?
You could see your. There's still a number that says how much percent you're at.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there is. So there are still percents.
There's
Yeah, so you can
percents.
see.
Game on. Done, son. I really want to play. If I didn't cast, I really wanted to play that in a DD tourney just to make whoever was casting panic. Just drag out. It's one VOD. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes. We use all the pause time and all the loading screen time. Panzer's internet curfew kicks in. It's 4v5. We win.
Yeah.
Oh, just timeout Panzer's guys, please don't do this in the tournaments. I will kill you.
Oh, we should do that.
No, actually, Panzer's got his curfew removed on Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He
No,
doesn't have
but
the problem.
my new strategy is to walk over to his house and kick him in the balls.
I will end everyone. I have to be at work next day sometimes.
Oh my god, you guys.
I'm banning that strat right now. I'll tell Feetsky about it. But in other tournaments, we can douchebag it up. I'm sorry, my computer's just awful. And you just have like a 486 in your room. Be like, I have it loaded on this. It's really modded out. Like, what? It's running on a Windows 95 rig? How many patches? I don't even want to know. Rune page.
What is this?
There's rune page filters and things like that, and some other things. I mean, this is just all to make it easier to edit
Yeah,
your
I
stuff,
actually
right?
like playing with the rune page. So let's see. So,
Wow, you and your fetishes, how far? Man?
They make the little flash when you put them in. They're like,
both trying out all runes if you haven't typed.
You know what you do with your IP when you have too much? You go to the rune combiner and draw a card, pick a card.
Dude, if you are literally going for a maxed out account,
Yeah,
then
that's
just,
the best way to do it.
Just like buy the things that you know you're going to use, and then just start spamming, because it
Yep.
won't give you more than what you have.
Yep.
It's now
So-
possible to
That's like so much clicking though.
No, not really. Just read Reddit, tab, whatever.
Oh, I see what that means. Oh, that's nice. That's convenient.
Yeah, this is a lot
Okay,
of
so
like
it's
really
now
cool,
possible to open
convenient
more
stuff.
than one root type at a time, which means like when you're switching between say your blues and your reds and all that stuff, you can actually have all those open at the same time, and you don't have to you don't have to close anything. That's
Don't have to wait for the
convenient.
animation to complete. That's nice.
No, that's good for rune combining.
Shifted the rune slot slightly to reduce certain gaps. Who's the guy that was complaining about that?
I liked the gaps. Like, what problem is there with these?
Someone doesn't like gaps.
Someone is a piece of sting.
Probably some PMSing girl who was just like, oh, I can't click. There's these spaces in the middle. I don't know.
My flick with
then,
my
now,
DPI setting
I
on
will
my
admit the
mouse
spaces,
takes me to
like,
just
the big
exactly
wide
the
open
wrong
space in the
place.
middle, that's always pissed me off. Like why is there this unnecessary? Like, give me another type of room or something.
No, no.
But
Let me put a
other than
Triforce
that,
there.
like I had no problems with like the visual appearance of like the ruins being spaced out. So
All right, and the last part, SmartCast. When SmartCast range indicators are enabled, the key binding for self-cast will activate the ability immediately on key press rather than on key release. This matches the behavior of other things, so that's just kind of like it kind of makes things a little bit more intuitive and simpler. I added tooltips and visual indicators in the client to more clearly convey which game modes, maps, and types are locked for new and local players.
so why is Dominion level
But-
locked and why is it at level 7?
But
That's so
this
stupid.
thing right here I like. PvP.net will now automatically scale itself down to different resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. This is really cool. That actually has some sort of scaling and changing. That's
I was
freaking awesome.
actually somewhat annoyed by this.
Well, all right, 1-1. All right, we have an odd number of people here. Everybody else vote.
sometimes LOL was really big and I didn't like it being big.
Okay, so that's 2 for me. Sifu?
I think he's not here anymore.
Damn it.
Oh god.
He gets a no. Generique.
What am I saying?
You're voting on whether this is a good change or just nobody cares.
No one cares.
It's tied. Sifu, please.
What happened? What happened?
Okay, Sifu, the client like having a little bit of auto scaling. Is that good or bad? Or was that good or who cares?
I don't care. This client's crap. I don't really care which way. I don't care what.
All right,
it
we
is.
lost Fancy. I'm sorry.
Uh,
Okay, and the last thing, Logitech hardware support can now be disabled by adding Logitech support equals 0 to the general
What
section.
the hell is this? I have no idea what it's talking about because I'm not a tech guy.
Well, Logitech keyboards and mice have all this programmable stuff in them,
Oh.
and now there's a way to disable that, which that's
Oh.
cool for Logitech users. Like, it's great that they add a little functionality like that. And we are done. That split.
Phew. Jesus.
Good
That
lord.
was like a, 3-hour breakdown?
yeah, we spent like an
Oh,
hour
really?
with that.
Well, we were talking about Pokemon, and I think we spent 40 minutes on Cassidon, I feel like.
Yeah.
Probably only 15, but...
I mean, it deserves it. I think.
I
Yeah.
feel like we spent more time on like who was it?
Curse. We talked about a lot. Well, because we had the curse part in the beginning,
Well,
and then talking to
Asil.
Asil.
I spent like more time on LeBlanc than we did on Kassadin.
Well, we
Oh,
were
yeah.
very
That took a while.
passionate about LeBlanc. I also intentionally dragged out a little bit of LeBlanc so I could buy time for Azel to get here without him running over Malzahar. So,
And also, LeBlanc is worth it. She's awesome.
LeBlanc is great.
I love. Like, I'm thinking if I were ever to go straight, it'd be for LeBlanc.
Yeah, well, LeBlanc doesn't need you. She has mirror image.
Yeah, and she's.
Have
a
you guys ever
deceiver.
seen a LeBlanc versus
Dude,
Shiva?
no, that's it. That makes it even better
just- it
because
turns
you have
into a
two of
droid.
them.
Oh, half-hearted with the next level deviant
level.
art strats.
But LeBlanc's really a dude.
It's
so-
a deception. It's a deception.
it's-
dude.
it's
they
her
both have
deceiving
dicks. They both have
You know,
dicks.
this just gets better and better the more you guys like talk about her.
Oh man, gotta go to Fancy. Gotta go to Fancy's Ustream for that.
Fancy, are you still streaming?
Yeah,
Oh, Fancy, you actually streamed the show?
yeah, I did.
Why do you think
Well,
Lurch knew what we were
yeah,
talking
dude.
about?
I don't know. I figured like someone was broadcasting this in a raid call or something. I
Yeah,
don't freaking
no.
know.
Everyone likes to sit here and watch me just like.
How many viewers did we run for this, dude?
We hit 35 at one point.
Oh hell yeah! Well, hey,
Yeah.
shout out to FancyWolf stream. Thank you for coming out and checking out the show. It's freaking
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Oh, speaking of streaming, could one of you guys help me out with that? Because
Yeah,
I think
guess
I'm
I'll
gonna.
help you.
Yeah, me or
Nope.
Fancy. We both know it pretty
Yeah.
well.
I guess I'll get.
Well, let's outro first. You guys all just say who you are and junk and tell people where they can follow you on the internet if you want to be followed, and then I'll close out the show.
Oh god.
half-hearted.
Well, why does everyone assume it's going to be me?
It's Fancy now.
All right. I'm FancyWolf. You can find me at twitch.tv/SirFancyWolf. Come watch the self-proclaimed #1 Dominion streamer, rock Dominion games all day, and I'm going to be self-proclaimed #1 Rengar Dominion, and see if Krog can try and take that from me.
No, I think Baby Pops already have you beaten there.
Really? Because I saw Baby
yeah.
using them, and I was like, uh-oh,
Yeah,
more people are
I've-
picking up Rengar now.
Yeah. It's kind of
I
scary. I think I actually brought about Baby's playing Rengar, like, because I remember we were a duoing, and I was like, you know, fuck it, I'm just going to play Rengar for the health, and I actually did really, really well. Like, I just raped everyone, and I was like, Baby, that's probably what, I don't know, like, Rengar's not bad, like, some
He's
people
got
say
a high
he's
skill
bad, I'm
cap.
like,
He's really hard to
I honestly didn't feel like he was that difficult. I mean, you could do fun things
Oh.
like duking in the bush just to give
Yeah.
yourself like a bigger jumper in it. But I mean, I honestly feel like he's not that well. I don't feel like anything's hard. Well,
Okay, so who is this guy talking that's gonna pick up Rengar?
okay, so I'm half-hearted. I'm captain of Team Clueless. You can I don't know find me by going to the Dominate Dominion chat room on the main clients. Maybe I might be in there on my Smurf. You might also see someone who has a name very, very similar to mine, but isn't me.
Shoutouts to fake
If
half-hearted.
if he starts talking about hentai and says this a lot, you know it's
That
not.
pancake.
Exactly. You start talking about like hentai and says plus a lot.
Just like
like,
a hentai,
with-
yeah.
And spells lol with a 0 instead of like an O, and doesn't use like any sort of pronunciation or like commas or anything. That's not me. That's
Or it's
pancake.
very, very immature.
Okay, guy who will go straight for LeBlanc and her mirror image. Who are you?
Oh, I am Generic. I am a member of Team Sifonda Cox. Please God, start calling it Sifonda Cox. Like, it just doesn't do the name justice if you call it anything else.
Well, in the Twitch chat, Yes Man Kablam was trolling with that, and then Rheingold like picked that up because she thought that was legit, and then at least maybe she was in on the troll too. Maybe she smelled it and decided to run with it, and then I'm like, well, there's already 2 people running with it, so I ran with it, and it was. We can change it back.
What if I tell her we've been a team now for I think 7 weeks, so like Gnome-san finally got it last week. She's like, oh my god, your name.
It took me a while when I first read it.
Shoutouts to Gnome Saiyan and Team Vulcan for being Dominion
love her,
friendly,
yeah.
and shoutouts to Crs.
Wait,
for
who
being
is
Dominion
Gnome
friendly.
Saiyan?
Gnome Saiyan is the.
It's freaking awesome.
She's the player manager for Team Vulcan.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you want to follow me, you'll have to do it the old-fashioned through stalking and
GPS on his
being
phone.
nice to me.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's all I got.
Guy who claims Caston is no longer OP.
Which I'm about to
Yes.
go test.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I think
you
we're all
and the
gonna
rest
do
of
that.
the world.
I think we're all gonna do it. Okay, I am SifuCalvin or SifuCalvin, but it looks the same as SifuCalvin if in game, and I'm probably gonna be streaming at Twitch slash Seafood Calvin, seafood with the like the fish,
Like a lobster.
Seafood. Yes, like a
Something
lobster.
you eat,
Yes,
yeah.
I always give that example, but I thought I'd spice it up a little. So
Like a
yeah,
mackerel.
So seafood, you can find me on FancyWolf's fanciest stream sometimes. So I'll be there, and everyone wants to be on Fancy stream. You can also find me in solo queue playing Cassidy typically, and yeah, the like such as.
What
do
do
you
you mean?
Like a such as.
Wow.
I was
Oh,
trying
I
to get
heard
that.
that
I was trying
Miss
to
America reference.
Yeah, Miss America. Yeah, I was trying to do that.
I'm
Okay.
sad now.
Such as-
I'm very sad. So I just went to the gifting center and tried gifting my Smurf Cassidy, but it says I haven't been friends for long enough.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
so,
you poor, poor
You need to get to know yourself better.
Yeah, you gotta be friends with yourself, man.
So
Alright, I'm
sad.
jumping into queue.
It's a sign, dude. Don't play it.
Alright, and I am Gandair of the gaming clan, Vato Clan. I do some casting and game commentary for DominateDominion.com and the League of Legends Dominion tournaments that happen every Saturday on twitch.tv/DominateDominion. Or you can check me out on my YouTube, youtube.com/VatoClan, and on Twitter @VatoClan. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming on the show today. Extra special thank you to Asil from Crs for coming out and helping
You're
do some
hot.
stuff and doing this interview and making this whole extra Dominion tournament happen. We look forward to playing in your event. Bye bye for now, everyone, and we will see you later.
Bye.